Welcome, Echoes, to Altered Echo Archives, Empyrean Rising, Cypher system-based TTRPG. This is a pre-record, so we cannot see you in chat. Don't spend points. We welcome you to be in chat. Some of us might actually be in chat ourselves, but due to scheduling difficulties, this particular episode is a pre-record. I am Evie, the Disaster GM. Pronouns are she, they, or any, and I'm the GM for this fine of disastrous group. Let's go ahead and go around and do our intro, starting with Alina.
Hey everybody, I am Alina P. I am they, them, and I will be playing Kale today, who's also they, them, and they are an empathic explorer who helps their friends and has the soul of a dragon.
Very good, very good. And the dog in the background, sorry.
Aww,
I was trying to mute while he was like shaking around on his collar and everything, but you'll just hear the jingle of him in the background. Maggie.
That's me.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Maggie. I'm playing Sybil. I use they, she pronouns. Sybil uses she, her pronouns, and Sybil is My brain is not working.
I do actually just want to also say that, like, the overlay faded and transitioned perfectly with that. You went, I'm Maggie, and I use they, she pronouns, and then, as you said, I play Sybil, she uses she, her, it faded into Sybil, she, her.
Perfect.
It was just perfectly
nice.
timed.
Oh,
Perfectly
good.
timed, yeah.
Gave me a second for my brain to start working again, which is always nice.
Yeah.
Sybil is an overeager adept who would rather be reading and is a walking dream. See, I can do it. Maybe.
No.
And I'm sure that last bit will not come up today at all.
Certainly not.
It's
Nope.
fine. You guys are fine.
We're fine, we're good,
You
doing great.
guys are fine.
That is the
It
most
has nothing.
thing that a GM can say.
Yeah, it
right?
has nothing to do with anything you guys have been encountering recently. Nothing's gonna happen. Anyway, last but certainly not least, Joel.
Hi, I'm Joel. I use any pronouns. I don't actually have a preference. But I play gender fluid pirate extraordinaire Bal Misforge and also Balder Misforge, depending on what they'd feel like presenting. Who uses he, him, or he, her, or her, she, her,
Yeah.
depending on how they're presenting.
Any-
Who is an appealing speaker who moves like a cat and rests from the depths. I can read.
Beautiful, wonderful, love it. So you will see, if you were not tuned in last time for Once Upon a Reflection, the other game that we air here on Altered Echo Archives, that our donations have shifted. If you check out that little corner of the screen, the QR code is now to Medical Aid for Palestinians. Medical Aid for Palestinians works with trusted and experienced local partners in the West Bank, Gaza, East Jerusalem, and Lebanon for the dignity and health of Palestinians under occupation. Check out their full site from the link that will be in chat or description, depending on if you're watching Twitch or YouTube, or follow that little QR code to the Tiltify donation site. AEA and its affiliates receive no portion of the monetary donations. You can also donate directly on their site if you have some other way that you wish to contribute. But with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the recap and today's session. Last time, the group had encountered... Oh, I forgot to do the content warning. As a content warning, we at the Archives would like to remind you that this is an adult content rated game with adult language, depictions of violence and gore, mentions of loss or trauma, and or similar content. We do our best not to cross each other's lines, but for those listening, you have been warned. Anyway, last time, the group, having gotten a little separated from their hop from one place to another and then another and another through a variety of teleportations, Bal excuse me, Bal ended up in some unknown portion of the city at an aqueduct that had kind of gotten blocked in its attempted emergence due to the magic that is now prevalent in the city by a new building construction. explored it a little bit, didn't quite know what they were encountering, but then finally it was just like, you know what, I'm going to, I know that there's a deity watching me in some fashion. I'm going to see if they are still watching and if they can help. And through a series of lucky rolls and gifts from chat, managed to get that nat 20 to get the god to be like, okay, hold on to your seats, ladies and gents, here we go. And dropped Belle like right outside of the room where Sybil and Kale had just lost track of the teleporting Seldai, played by our guest, Lev. With a little bit of interaction and finding a conveniently hidden little switch to the door, Bal did get them out of that array room, which was kind of like the mechanical, computery function of the magical arrays throughout the entire city, and causing it to glitch as it attempted to speak to them. But with a little bit more luck, they did escape-ish back up to the top of the city in the parks, and finally tracked back down Corey and Ben while Bal was searching for some sort of assistance to let them know what was going on, and try to find out where exactly the counselors were meeting. A little bit of a talk was had, and it was determined that they would attempt yet again to call on the god that is watching Bal to try and transport them to this country home where the counselors are meeting ahead of everything else. Sybil stepped away, happened to roll just high enough to get the attention of the other god that has interacted with the party, Titanba, the chaos goddess, find out what was going on with the missing Jacks, and then literally got thrown into the center of the fountain that they were using to pray to the goddess of, or god, goddess, god they, god deity, yeah, thing of water and transitions and change, turned it into alcohol, and then they got ported to this strange country house, essentially. The group has decided, you know what? No more separating, no more walking away from each other. We are going to work together. We have a dangerous thing that we are about to do. We need to rest. Let's get settled. Okay, go, and then promptly split 3 ways. One to go shower because Val was like soaked by a variety of liquids. Like,
I was also today still the day that I was in the plants as well.
Yeah,
I am
plants,
covered in
pond water,
plant juice and rum.
Plant juice, pond water, rum, like all sorts of nasty stuff. Like, just
You smell
shower
great.
was necessary. The shower was very necessary. Kale went off to check out the rooms, make sure that no one was around, and Sybil went, you know what, food. So immediately after going, we're not separating, they separated, leaving Ben and Corey to be like,
Instantly.
we're gonna guard the door.
Incredible.
But let's start with Kale, because I believe that you are checking the actual house to make sure that there's no one there.
Yeah, and I'm doing it in a fairly stealthy manner, so I'm not like stomping up the stairs and throwing open all the doors. I'm gonna be like creeping around, looking for anybody who might be in here.
Give me
Maybe
a
there's, like...
sneak or stealth check.
Can do. 13.
Okay.
Pretty terrible.
Yeah, pretty quiet, above average. You, like, don't make a massive amount of noise. It's not like you are practically invisible, but you are moving around. It does seem to be maintained, but not recently occupied. Most likely, whoever owns this particular country home hires people to make sure that it is maintained, that it doesn't fall into disrepair, but has not been here in the past couple of days to couple of weeks at best. Being intelligent enough to know how this stuff works, you know that most likely they might send people ahead of themselves since it is not already prepared. So
Yeah, we might expect people tomorrow, but probably tonight nobody's arriving to
yeah,
fluff the beds and make sure all the linens are fresh.
yeah, because it's already late enough to where most likely they're not going to be arriving by midday, because you guys took the majority of the morning to do the prayer type stuff and the rituals. So they would be there already if they were going to arrive today.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm just check all the rooms, no one's here, and then I'll wander back downstairs to see what everyone else has found.
Sybil, you went to go food yourself.
Horrible. Why would you say that?
Simply because I knew it would bother you.
Oh, I am so
Sorry.
easily
Sorry.
in that manner. Great. Yeah, she definitely went to the kitchen. Just as and start throwing open cabinets, and in stark comparison to Kale, is not trying to be quiet.
Yeah. It is mostly non-perishables, so like grains and like dried foods and dried fruits, nuts, seeds, things like that, ingredients that are predominantly shelf stable, because it has not yet been like prepared for the reception of the council. Otherwise, you guys would be encountering servants essentially.
Yeah. She probably starts taking just what she recognizes out of cabinets, and is gonna start like looking for just pots and pans and stuff. Just gonna start trying to. I like to imagine it's oatmeal. That's like her only thing she can think of to cook.
Aw,
It's like shelf stable. It's like porridge, man.
Yeah.
some dried fruit on top. That's a nice meal.
Yeah.
And there's probably some like cured meats that you're able to like slice and put on the side so that you've got, you know, protein of some kind.
Yeah.
Especially since you know that Val/Balder have a thing about jerky.
True. We could rehydrate it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, are you going to actually try to rehydrate cured meats?
I don't know. Maybe.
Make some
Depends on
slimy.
how quickly Kale gets there.
Okay. Roll for luck.
Oh my god. Okay.
What is happening?
15.
Oh, good.
15.
I get there just as you have like some hot water and are putting the meat in it. I'm like, pardon me, but what are you doing, Sybil?
Is this? I'm. I don't actually.
I would, and I'll come over and just gently put your hand
It's
away from
so-
the water and put the meat down.
It's so dry. I thought maybe if you added
Oh, no,
water.
no. It's supposed to be
to
dry.
it.
Though it tastes very good that way.
Oh.
If it's too dry, we could have some tea with it. But I wouldn't
Yeah,
recommend dunking the meat in the tea.
I haven't gotten to cook in a long time, and I don't know. It just kind of looked fun.
Oh,
It's
you
just
must
mostly.
be very tired. Why don't you just sit down and start?
It's fine. I put some oats on. Do you like oatmeal? It's
I-
food.
Don't know that I eat anymore.
Just it all.
I haven't been hungry in days.
Oh. Okay.
I think the
That's-
last thing I ate was a bite of muffin at the cafe 3 mornings ago, and I haven't needed to eat anything since then.
I think same. Actually, I can't remember us eating since then.
Oh, well
Do I?
that's very curious.
I
Is
mean,
that why?
you're a little hungry, but it's not like overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that why Ball cares so much about the jerky?
Is Ball the only one that needs to eat?
Oh, we need
We should make
for
her a
her
very yes. Let's make
Yeah.
a very helping, a large helping for her.
Oh, this is amazing.
And Kale will sort of like bump you aside with their hip and start fussing over the porridge because they
Right.
clearly have done this a lot.
Sure. That's I can make tea, although I feel like if I make it badly,
Just boil some water. That's fine.
right, I can do that. I am good at that.
So no one seems to be here. We will have to tidy up afterwards so that they don't know that we were here eating their food. But
Sure,
I
sure,
think we
sure.
have at least until tomorrow, likely about noon. If they were getting any servants to come in and like freshen up the house before the delegates arrive, I imagine they would be not traveling at first light tomorrow. There's no
didn't-
reason.
We didn't. No, sorry. I am having a hard time remembering things. It's been a day.
This is why we need to sleep.
We should relock the front door. Also, oh, Ben and Corey, we should invite.
We should feed them. They
We should
need
feed
food.
them. Are we not? I know that you're not like a person. Am I also not a person now?
That's so insulting.
I don't know.
You're still a person. You're just,
I'm not a human person. Let's put it that
Yeah.
way.
yeah.
You may not be a human person as well.
Okay.
I think Baal is also probably not a human person, given the.
Right. Ball
know.
is a lot of different things at this point. Okay, so sorry, there's nothing in anything that I have ever studied that talks about any of this, so okay, I'll get Ben and Corey.
Yes.
The water's
Let's
on
remember
boil.
to feed our companions once a day, or
right,
more,
right.
preferably.
More. I think I wasn't very good at like eating consistently beforehand either, but like even I know you are supposed to eat more than
Once
like
a
once
day?
a day.
That's the thing. That's why I noticed so quickly. I used to need to eat, or I would get very cranky, and I just haven't been hungry, and the
Just
food feels very odd when I do eat it. It's like heavy in my stomach. I think I can eat, but I just don't need to.
Are you eating like the wrong thing maybe? Like should we get you some grass?
I don't know that I'm a ruminant.
I'm gonna get Ben and Corey. She
This is probably for the best.
turns and just walks out of the room.
Kale will just continue puttering in the kitchen and making breakfast for everyone.
I'm sorry, I had to mute. I was laughing too hard. So you go off
You're
to
made out
get...
of grass. You don't eat grass. That's a stupid thing to say. Sybil. God.
So Sybil goes to check on Ben and Corey.
Yeah.
Val, you do find a tub with like a well pump to be able to like make yourself some water. It's
yeah.
even got like a little brazier nearby to heat the water so that you've got like a hot bath if you really want it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I understand.
Not a bra.
I don't.
A brazier.
In my
A brazier.
defense,
A brazier. Sorry.
my first language is Spanish.
Yeah. A brazier. I did mispronounce it because they're spelled almost exactly the same.
They
Did
are.
in fact say brazier, to be fair.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
on Joel's
A
team now.
brazier.
Thank
A
you.
brazier.
I wasn't being a weirdo. It's just
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, no,
okay.
after Friday, what do you expect? But yeah, so a brazier to
break your
heat the
brain.
water. Yeah, to heat the
Sorry,
water.
not sorry.
If you wanted a hot bath, so that you don't have to have like hot water carried, or so they
I'm
don't
gonna
have.
be so real with you. I am going to take an hour-long recovery roll in this bath.
In the
right
bath.
now.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Makes sense.
You've earned it.
Makes sense, yeah.
5.
Okay. Sybil, Ben and Corey are like checking around very similarly to the way that Kale did upstairs. They are checking all of the different entrances, like windows, doors, etc. Because they are like what they are trained as is escort and kind of guarding. So they're trained to be like, has there been activity, is something not secure, etc. So that's kind of what they're doing, because they were not given a lot of guidance prior to Bal going, I need a bath. So they're just making sure that everything is secure. Corey is occasionally like moving his mouth strangely, just trying to get used to the fact that the shark teeth are now just a little bit smaller and he's able to more easily like talk and enunciate than before.
At some point, Kale will call up the stairs. Corey, Ben, do either of you have any dietary requirements?
No? Ben sounds very confused.
Wonderful. There'll be food waiting whenever you're ready. Let's go back to puttering in the kitchen.
Sybil's just locking the front door.
Okay.
Sybil like has gone and locked the front door, and I think has turned around to be like, Ben and Corey, and then hears Kale yell and is like, yeah, that's good enough. It's like, kitchen over there. If you want to join us.
Okay. All right. Yeah. We're going to also check to make sure that there's like bedding and stuff, because honestly, I'm still trying to recover from the fact that a god just picked us up and dropped us here. Corey's taking it a little bit better, but I think he's still stunned, and Corey just kind of smiles at you with like the big sharky grin. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I don't know what Balls like told you of everything.
Something about you kidnapping her and dragging her into this, but she's not kidnapped anymore, and you were never the kidnapped one. And something about riding a bear.
All of that
I'm trying to
Yeah.
block out that she was riding a bear. They were riding a bear.
Both.
Yeah. And that the bear is still somewhere in the city.
No,
But
in the Grove, which is also in the city now, but that's new. Have you seen the Grove?
yeah, from a distance.
That's for the best. The bear's fine. Don't worry.
Okay.
Probably.
It ate someone, and I'm just not gonna think about that. But yeah, so she gave us a lot of the story. I don't know how much of it to believe, honestly speaking. But you seem kind of small to be able to like kidnap someone.
I do?
Yeah. So like that is kind of where the disbelief starts, but not really where it ends. And we were told about like the big guy that like does the punchy thing. And we kind of saw him during the fight, but that's only really the time that we've seen him. But he's been around and then not around. I've seen his the posters were all kind of wrong.
Are you Ben or are you Corey? Hold on, I'm not very
Ben.
good with names. You're Ben?
Ben.
Okay.
Corey has
Ben.
the teeth. Corey's with the
Right.
teeth. Yeah.
Right. Do you need to sit down? Maybe?
I think if I sit down, I might have a little bit of an existential crisis.
Okay, do you need... How about food, actually? That sounds... We can... Everything... everything. I can hear Ball's voice somewhere in the distance. Just yell alcohol.
I
It can honestly, it can wait. We should. You've
I
been
think-
through a lot.
I think I just kind of need to stay busy, and I'm gonna make sure that we've all got like sheets in the different rooms, and try not to think about the fact that a god did something to me and my friend.
That's fair.
Because it's just
Oh.
it has been a lot. It has been a lot, and like that kind of, that kind of goes shows you that like whatever's going on, you guys are, yeah, you're kind of at the center of it, but not the way that like everyone was saying, and so like. So I got like kind of
Sybil's
dropped
just,
me
like,
somewhere,
gonna
and then he's just
pat-
kind of wanders off to
Just,
go
like, pat
make
him.
a bed somewhere, and like mumbling to himself about, okay, yeah, so like a god like picked me up and like dropped me somewhere because the crab leg person that I just kind of wanted to help, and they have a crab leg, but it was, everybody has
Ben is
weird
having
stuff,
a
and
horrible
like
time.
yeah, so like the
It is
question,
us like literally a month ago.
yeah, he was kind of dealing, and then now he's thinking about it.
Certainly not dealing.
Yeah, so now
Don't think about it too
now
hard.
he's
That's
thinking
a
about
bad
it.
idea.
Yeah, so now he's thinking about it. So he's just kind of mumbling to himself, and Corey will occasionally just kind of like, with big eyes, just kind of nod and like pat his shoulder as they do go around and like finish making up the rooms for you guys.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be in the kitchen. It's
Yeah.
downstairs. You know where it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Great. I just wanted to like make it really clear because we seem to have issues sometimes. You don't have to be here if you don't want to. I just wanted to say that like really
Important.
clearly. Just so you know. Okay, thank you.
Ben just
Bye.
kind of nods, and Corey gives you like 2 excited thumbs up.
God, I love Corey.
Corey's
I
great.
love both of them, but Corey.
Yeah, Corey is
He's
used
just
to
happy to
not
be here.
like. Yeah, Corey is used to not having to talk to communicate, and so it's just like significantly more like, yeah, this is like a benefit to me. So yeah,
Yeah. Sybil leaves him.
yeah,
Is gonna go back down into the kitchen.
okay, okay.
Kale's there, the pot of porridge is on, bubbling away merrily.
Yeah.
They're making themselves predictably a cup of tea.
Those guards that Ball picked up are not doing well. Like emotionally.
Yes. They were introduced to us when Jack summoned a bear out of thin air and then it ate someone in front of them.
That's what one of them said, which I think I knew, but also I don't know. I don't feel like that's the most traumatic thing that I can consider has happened to us, but
Honestly, no, you're right. Like, that's barely scratching the surface of the things that we've been through. But
barely- it was
if
funny.
you had thrown that at me when all of this started, I would have been a mess. They're holding up remarkably well, actually.
I don't know. I think that the second that they run out of things to do, we're going to have a problem. But it
I
should be
think-
fine until then.
I think Ollie went down to visit Joel.
Aww. Right.
God.
Hold on. Let me see what I can find, and I'll head out. There's like a little garden around this cottage, right? Oh, good boy.
Whoa.
What's the matter, little sis?
That's a good Ollie.
Goodbye.
Okay,
Keep going. You just. There you go.
That's a good boy.
I can hear him
Sorry.
coming.
Just had to check in on you.
I need to go wash my hands now.
Yep.
I am resting, so
You're just
go
in the
play
bath.
away.
Yeah.
Kale will wander outside, and if there's a little garden around this building, they'll look for like chamomile or mint or any kind of calming herbals that they can find. Some lavender.
Probably growing a little wild because whatever gardening would be done here is very sparse. So it's mostly keeping things maintained as opposed to like actually tending garden. So you could probably find wild mint. I mean, mint is extremely
Everywhere.
pervasive.
Yeah,
It, like
so hard to get rid of.
yeah, it
So
is.
never plant mint in the ground, everybody.
Oh,
Or
God.
do
do
it.
for
Nope,
the for the ground
That's
of
a
your
crime.
enemies. Oh,
That's
that
a
is
crime.
That is a crime, actually. Don't do that.
Yeah.
And while they're out there, they're going to see if they can find any plants that could be powdered to make somebody like sick or lethargic.
Okay. Give me a nature-based investigation type check.
Identifying?
Sure.
Okay. I will also put some effort on that. How is a 12?
You find some that you thought originally were wild carrots, but are actually hemlock.
Hell yeah.
Oh. Yeah, so Kale's like just picking mint very benignly, and then they'll kind of get this like crafty look on their face and look around, and then go and very carefully pluck some hemlock as well.
Okay. Don't get those two mixed up. I mean, it would be very difficult to get those two
Very
mixed
tough
up.
to do so.
But still, be careful with it.
Yep, and then they will whistling come back into the house and make up some mint tea for everyone. Not in Pico. Pico is actually like resting on the table in teapot form. And they've
Okay.
used whatever teapot is actually in this nice little cottage.
Okay.
Make some tea for everybody.
It's like a small mansion. Like
Yeah.
it is a rich
It's for
person's
fancy
country
people.
home. Yeah, it's a rich person's country home. So yeah, you can easily find a tea set to be able to make something in.
Yeah. And make as calming a tea as I can, because these two need it.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know, Sybil, if you would identify plants or anything, but Kale will hang up the hemlock to dry over the oven, like the heat that's still coming off of the element.
I don't know that she's necessarily good at plants.
Reasonable.
She's good at magic.
Oh.
I don't actually. Well, no, she has training in alchemy, so I think she would probably, at the very least, be able to clock something poisonous.
Yeah.
You know that it's weird at least.
Mm-hmm.
Sybil is just sitting at like a little work table or something. I assume there's not a dining table in here because this is a big enough place to have like multiple different like dining rooms.
Yeah.
But there's probably like a work table with like a bench in front of it or whatever that she's been sitting and like journaling in front of, and clocks that and kind of looks up. It's like, what are those for?
Oh, don't let anyone eat these. They're drying.
Oh, okay.
It's poisonous. I just had a little thought. If those delegates are going to be here and settling in and comfortable,
You want to poison them?
just a little.
Hold on, just like flipping through like some really old notebooks. Which one? What is it?
Oh, it's just wild hemlock.
That's like one of the bad ones, right?
Yes. If you get too big a dosage. A milder dose should
dosage?
just make you nauseous and a little bit feverish.
So
That's
I would like to point out to the players.
Mm-hmm.
Symptoms can start after ingesting just 3 milligrams.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Google
It's
is my
extremely
journal.
poisonous.
Over 150 to 300 milligrams is in 6 to 8 poison hemlock leaves. So 6 to 8 leaves can be fatal.
Yep.
Okay.
Sybil is just like looking at you like, okay, maybe as like a last resort.
Yes.
We don't. Oh, at some point, we do have to talk about what we want to do, but we don't want to kill them.
Don't mistake. No, I don't want to kill them at all. But
That's a very okay. No, okay, continue. That's just a really poisonous plant for not wanting to kill them.
yes, I couldn't find anything else that was a little less toxic.
No, that's fair. Beggars can't be choosers.
No.
Hemlock
I
is
just think-
everywhere.
If we are in a situation where we have to fight a lot of people at once, like, I don't know what we're getting ourselves into here. The entire council is coming to this building,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't know yet what Harper has been up to. We don't know why he's been stockpiling so many magical artifacts.
No.
And I still don't know why it's beneficial for him not to tell the populace that magic is returning. The only motivation I can think is that if he's somehow trying to keep it all for himself, because he must know in time magic will return and everyone will have some, or at least most
you
people.
think that he's trying to like overthrow the council himself and put himself as the leader? Honestly, I wouldn't put it past him.
Possibly.
But
Possibly. I don't know why he's brought all the lancers from the other city either, unless he means to seek some sort of alliance with them to overthrow the council.
so
For the note taker, because Sybil would remember this from her notes,
Sybil would remember.
it was not Harper that brought the Lancers over.
It was not.
Oh,
it
that's
was
right.
someone
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Who was it? Wait.
It was...
Lancers.
What's his face?
Is it one of the
Gustal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gustal Mindless, I believe.
Gustal?
Yeah. Gustal Mindless, who is the council member in charge of, like, foreign relations, essentially.
Oh god. This is when I have the notes on Victoire.
Yeah. And Harper, it was not his personal collection, it was the collection belonging to the Academy that blew up.
But we do know that he sent, oh no, it was Sabar who sent Saldai to collect more artifacts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, we just don't have enough information, but they're going to be here within a day or two, and we haven't had a chance to talk to Leona yet.
No, we haven't.
I think it's important we talk to them before they get here.
Agreed.
Leona, anyway. No one else.
I agree. I think potentially, Harper, I could try to talk to him, but if you guys would have to be hidden somewhere for that to work.
That's not a bad idea.
It's not
He
a
would
great
probably
idea.
confess to you when he wouldn't confess to anyone else.
I mean, potentially. He's not,
And he
he
would-
doesn't,
Potentially try to take you captive, but if he can't touch you,
or he could take me captive and then we could just see where things go from there.
we may be too tired to be talking this out tonight.
Yeah.
We've had quite the day.
Yeah. Yeah, So I talked to Titanba earlier. When you guys were...
Pardon?
I walked off when you guys were not summoning, communing with Paradoha balls. I don't know. We were talking about communing with gods, and I thought that it would be a good idea to see, especially since she's the only one that really knows.
You were worried about Jax, weren't you?
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
He's not coming back.
What?
I don't think.
You mean he's
not.
not?
He's not dead. No.
Good.
No. Titano said that he's somewhere really far away from here, but he's okay. Which is good.
Okay, we'll sit down and take a sip of their tea. Kind of think about it for a minute, and then I suppose that is sort of how his life goes. He seems to show up where he wills, and then carry on again. It seems his life has been nothing but a series of very strange misadventures.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I want to call us a misadventure, but
I think, and Kale will come over and put a hand on your shoulder. I think if he could return to you, he would.
I know. I think I don't know. He was my friend. I
But you'd hope for something more.
maybe. Yeah. Did I do something wrong? I don't.
No, I imagine that he got teleported just as we did. He just got flung further.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's well, God
don't-
or whatever.
We don't know what else was down in that section
No.
of the academy.
No.
So who knows what he touched? And Dax would have touched anything
He
odd
would
and
have.
glowing.
And now, who's going to do that? I still want to know what happens, but that means that I have to touch stuff again. And I'm not very durable.
Well, regardless, I'm glad to know that he's all right, wherever he is.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry that you won't see him for a while. I really am.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. I don't know. I haven't done this before. Tea?
Of course.
So I'll say that over the course of making the food, going out and getting mint and hemlock, patrolling around, coming back, and that talk was probably about an hour's worth of time. So, Balder, your bath would be not necessarily cooling down since there's brazier there, but you know, you've been there. You don't prune really, but it's been a while.
No, I think I spent the last 10 minutes just buried under the water. Just kind of, what's the word? Kind of like those sensory deprivation tanks kind of thing, just kind of letting it all disappear into the void of the deep sea because I haven't actually been this long away from the ocean for a while. And then I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna do my switch, and I'm gonna come out of the bathroom and with a beard. I am now Balder Mistforge
Okay.
again, which is yeah. I'm actually not gonna wear a shirt. I'm gonna be covered. But I'm gonna just grab my shit and walk downstairs and just. Is Jenny? I know those two are talking in the kitchen. Where are Ben and Corey? Do I see them right now? Am I just walking down into an empty lobby?
They are probably like set up in a room watching the like road that approaches the country house.
Oh, I don't notice them then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow the smell of tea to the kitchen.
Okay.
In that case.
And I did realize just now that the Balder that I have on screen is missing the crab leg. You still have your crab leg. Audience, Val Balder still has a crab leg.
Actually, when I changed genders, I changed crab leg. And it's not there anymore.
It's a different kind of crab now. It was a king crab, now it's snow crab.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll walk in and I'll just put my things on whatever table Sybil is working on, probably on top of her things. Just to be yeah.
Balder.
Yeah, it's me. What's up? What have I missed? I
And
Uh,
Kale
oh?
make you porridge, get you a bowl of porridge with dry fruit and some slices of meat on the side.
Oh, meat. Okay. I'm just gonna fucking wolf it down.
Mm-hmm.
Are you Balder again?
Aye.
Okay,
What's the bed?
just checking. I told
Uh, I think Sybil would notice since I kind of walk away from where Sybil is to go to. I also, Bal has a big ass, like,
Val has a big ass.
you.
Probably
Yeah,
to
but
be able to
also,
work
Yeah,
that
um,
crab leg. The crab
Yeah,
leg's
that's a
kind of
big leg.
big.
but
Yeah.
also there's a big ass tattoo on Balder's back. Of
Oh yeah, because you
plastic.
wouldn't have like thrown the jacket and everything
Yeah.
back on.
This
Yeah.
is this is the first time I've been shirtless in front of anyone. I don't know what is it called? It's like a type of
It is a Fibonacci spiral with
that
like
is,
Oh,
that's
cool.
what
designs to kind of make it look like it might be a conch shell, but it's predominantly a Fibonacci spiral.
yeah.
Nice.
And it's been there since the beginning. It's just
Bit
this
big.
is the first time
Damn.
it's come up. Yeah.
Mhm.
This is good food. Just like it.
Good.
Have you seen Ben and Court? I don't know where they are. They're not at the door where I left them.
They should eat as well. Yes, I don't think they have had food.
Hey,
Ben was having a
Ben,
little mental
Corey.
breakdown earlier, so
food time. They'll be here.
Maybe I should go check in on them.
yeah, they're not.
They're not doing good.
I know that they're your friends, Balder, but like,
No.
I don't. I think they need some time away from this. They need to sleep, really.
I'll go talk to them.
You do hear them like thumping down the stairs in
Is
your
Ben
direction.
still just mumbling to himself?
Corey's got him to stop for the most part. He does still look
Good.
a little lost, but they're just like, hi. Corey gives you like big toothy smile, and they're
Before
like,
before the two of them enter, I'm gonna fully dress. I'm gonna
Okay.
pull on my shirt at the very least.
yeah.
And I'm
it
already
is-
porridge for both of them.
It is a level. It is a. These two get a different level of trust and confidence
And familiarity,
from
yeah.
from Balder than Ben and Corey do. Oi, Ben! I've heard you're not doing very well. What's going on?
It's just been a lot.
There,
It's just been a lot.
it's fail.
Please,
A
come
god
sit and eat.
picked us up and dropped us somewhere.
Yeah,
been
if
like-
It's
it
been a lot.
if it makes you feel any better, it's the first time for us too.
It was your second.
Actually, it was my second
Yeah.
time. Never mind.
Yeah.
It's the first time for everybody else except me.
Okay.
But also, it was. I didn't know I could do that.
Ben, did you not get a like? We all magic started coming back. We all got some stuff we can do now. Did you not get anything?
No, I've got my sword mostly.
Oh,
So
so this
and
actually
sometimes I have a crossbow. Not with me right now.
No, I think they mean like magic.
mm-hmm.
I didn't get anything. I mean, Corey was born with the teeth for the most part. They've gotten
Oh.
bigger and now they're smaller.
Did your accent change?
I don't remember what accent I gave him.
I don't remember him having an
Very
accent.
fair.
That's
Yeah.
fine. He's good.
It's fine.
Same.
It's okay. We can all
Yeah.
have it. It's fine.
Kayla's
So
trying to get them both to sit down as well and like putting
Yeah.
tea and
Oh
food
yeah,
in front of them.
I'm gonna totally pour some alcohol,
Yeah.
some rum into their tea and into mine.
makes sense.
Brandy tea.
Yeah, but yeah. So
with rum.
yeah, no. Corey, he has the teeth. I don't know. He was
Right,
born with the teeth. I don't.
You were born with the teeth. I was born with a tentacle. Hello. And I wiggle the tentacle at him.
They were just kind of a little sharp when I was a kid, and then they were bigger. Like they came out and they were much bigger.
Right, because shark teeth keep growing, yeah?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
They
I've
do.
never seen a shark.
I have.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And
Well,
like,
hey, maybe your thing is that you're not magical.
not everyone got magic stuff.
No.
Like
Everybody we've met has.
like some people like changed physically, but they couldn't like
Right, yeah.
do things. You guys do things. It's kind of weird. This is Ben again. You guys do things, and it's kind of weird. It's not bad, but it's kind of weird because not a lot of people can do things.
Sorry.
Right, though?
Out of character. Corey's the one with the accent.
Corey talks kind of like
I thought it was Ben
this.
talking the entire time. I didn't realize it has.
No, but Ben talked for the majority of it because Corey is still
Yeah,
not
yeah,
used to talking.
Can't talk. Yeah.
Right.
But like
Can now.
Corey talks like this because he still has a little bit of difficulty talking around the T.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Everyone I've met since I came to the city has had something happen to them. So did you know?
It does make sense that not the entire top population is magical, though, even in very highly magical times.
True.
So it
Yeah.
really would be very difficult for you. Your last month and a half hasn't been. Never mind. Just, you should sit and eat, and then we're gonna.
Oh yeah. Actually, hold on. Hang on. You've been talking to Corey, right, this entire time? Like, even though Corey couldn't really talk, yeah?
Yeah. And then he makes a couple of hand gestures at Corey, and Corey responds in kind.
I would like you to spend the next hour talking to me in that language.
All right.
I can learn. Oh, you don't know? Do you know that big ass serpent that lives in the lake?
Kind of. We heard about it. It's
Right. Yeah. I can
concerning.
speak its
There's, of course you can.
Yeah, I don't know if it's got something to do with my own abilities or my whatever, but I can learn languages. So if you show me that, we can all three speak to each other in that language.
I mean, you'd appreciate that. Yeah. So like.
Although now that I think about it, I have a tentacle. I'm gonna have to make a tentacle version of that language. We'll figure out how that works later. Teach me.
So for the next hour, while he's talking with you guys, he will sign along with it because it's just sign language. So like it's not like it's American Sign Language because you're not in America. But yeah, so it's just your typical sign language. So he interprets along as he's talking with you guys over whatever is that you're talking about.
We'll just make some small talk. Gotta get them settled in.
If it's just small talk after the food, Ben will directly ask you what your intention is now that you guys are here, what's expected to be done with the council about to appear, because that's kind of what you brought him along and Corey along with for.
We were kind of talking about this before you came down, Balder.
Right.
We don't necessarily want to kill them.
No.
If that's your worry. But we don't know enough about Harper's plans and Gustav's plans, and we need to figure those things out. That's not really much of a plan, but that's kind of where we're at.
That's
We
like
also
the
need to
concept
speak
of plan.
to Callum, and we would like to speak to them alone if we can. Hopefully before they reach this house.
Potentially on the road?
There are options. Not all of them are.
Right, you can just hold them in place.
There are more options than I thought there were before.
What were you thinking of?
Well, okay. So, Ben, cover your ears. I know this is kind of traumatizing for you right now, and I appreciate it. What? I don't know if I'm able to, but I could. I guess I could try to speak to Barador.
Don't you think that's a lot?
We've
Oh,
been asked
yes!
them for
But
the
also,
past day.
listen, like a day ago, I would not have thought that they were going to just meet elsewhere twice in a day.
Okay, so maybe this is also a good time to mention that I talked with Tatanba a little while ago.
You mean Jax's hot ass aunt?
I wouldn't describe her like that, but yes.
I would.
I've seen Katama, haven't I? In
I
her dream
believe
session?
that all three of you saw Tatanba at the end of that dream.
I remember she was attractive. She was
I-
gorgeous.
Maybe, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So
Go on.
that's the fiction. I
Yeah,
created
yeah.
a straight character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, to each their own.
They exist.
Good representation.
So
Yeah. We need
I
our
just-
token straight guy.
I don't necessarily know that. So I talked with Tatanba. The
Right.
short version of that story is that Jax is not coming back. We don't know where he is. He's really far away from here, but he's okay. That's
Like Jax, yes.
Yep, that's all. But
Oh.
I think that she might. I don't want to say that she's like watching us because I don't think that she's watching us, but like. I don't know. I don't feel like maybe asking for anything from a god.
I wouldn't be surprised if she is watching us because we do cause a lot of chaos.
We do.
Inadvertently. Hopefully we will cause less now
feel-
that Jax isn't with us, punching
feel like-
things at random and running off.
I feel like a lot of our chaos is advertently.
Yeah, it's kind of on purpose.
We kind of it
Yes.
is like because we do.
And we are going to cause a lot of chaos by whatever happens in this house.
I just feel like the chances of something being intercepted feels a little high if we try and ask a deity again.
Right, because you brought the attention of the chaos goddess onto our people, our group.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Also, those are not
counterpoint.
the only two gods out there, likely.
I know.
Yeah, but do any of the other ones
Counterpoint.
care about us?
Counterpoint. What is more chaotic than just kidnapping a royal person by
That's-
magical means?
That's your plan, is kidnapping?
well,
We just
I
wanted
was,
to talk to her.
well, yeah, no,
then.
well,
We
I
are
mean,
known for
we
it.
want- what you said, we wanted to talk to Leona or whatever the name is
We haven't kidnapped in a
before
while.
everybody else arrives. But isn't it? Aren't all of them coming together?
And
I
we're
don't
not
think-
sure.
We don't actually know is the problem.
We know that they are traveling out here, and I don't know if they're all coming in one. Obviously, they won't all fit in one carriage, but they may be coming in multiple carriages together or
Yeah, like-
separately.
Like maybe a line of black carriages,
Um,
one behind the other, in the least subtle way possible.
This
yeah.
isn't something that Sybil would know, would she? Like the actual process of.
Most of the meetings have taken place in Icenbridge itself, as opposed to outside of it. The meeting outside of Icenbridge is probably due to the circumstances of everything going
Yeah,
on
I was
right
going to say,
now.
is this all? Yeah.
Yeah, this is odd.
Yeah.
So my-
You do know that they left at separate times because Ace was meeting with, I believe
Right.
it was Rendon, and
yeah, fucking Brandon.
Sabar, Rendon, Brandon or Brendan, whatever his name was,
Brandon.
was the crystal guy.
Yeah, and
Yes.
Adam was the guy we left who jams his devices.
Adam, I remember.
Poor Adam.
I remember Adam.
But yeah, so Ace was meeting with Rendon and still in the city, theoretically, somewhere, or wherever they were. You don't actually know if they were in the city. They were just somewhere with a stained glass window. Sabar hadn't left until the morning that you guys left. and who was it? Gustal left early.
Mm.
Because
That's
what I
not
was,
great.
because what I was thinking, right, was I don't really want to abuse my connection to Paradoha now that I know that it exists. But if we want to like secure an opportunity to talk to Leona before everybody else arrives, we could potentially make it happen in some way, shape, or form that isn't just wait or ambush them in the road where any million things could go wrong.
I also don't know how connected to trees outside of the grove I am, but I might be able to, I don't know, sense where they are. Give us some sort of intelligence. Well, the thing is, we're woefully unprepared for whatever may happen here. We don't know
For everything,
what
yeah.
their motivations are. We don't know anything but if Harper finds us, he is going to sick whatever gods he has upon us.
That was
Unless he sees Sybil
another
just
option.
on her own.
Well, not me. He doesn't know who I am.
Right, but that is another option. Actually, okay, so you two could try and talk with Leona, and I could stay here and try and meet Harper. Harper thinks that I'm just here without you guys. He might be more likely to tell me things, and even if he's not more likely to tell me things, it'll be okay because he can't exactly keep me. I know
We
you're shaking your head, but like
we literally just talked about not
I
splitting the party, and you want to
I
split the
know.
party immediately.
It's not a terrible idea, though, because Harper is likely to tell you things that he would not tell anyone else, and especially things he wouldn't reveal under duress.
He might just say things
I'm
to me
to get
just to
into
be mean.
I could get him
But
talking,
putting you
there's-
in danger like that, it just doesn't sit well.
It's not danger in general. I mean, the worst thing that happens is I go incorporeal and I get through the wall and I start walking home.
Yeah, but you do realize that any of the people that are going to show up here could have a power that makes that not be a thing anymore.
Mm,
We don't know the possibility. We are at this table. There's a guy without powers, a dude with sharp teeth, whatever the fuck I am, whatever the fuck Kale is, and whatever the fuck you are. The possibilities are essentially endless.
do
don't
know
want
that-
to put you in danger either.
Obviously, Jem is not here, but Jem has the power to change people's minds, to get in there and make them think and do things they would not do otherwise. I think we should count on Harper having access to some sort of power.
I think that's just called
Which
charisma, really.
Sabar does. And Sabara implied that she was not the only one on the council.
but someone also tried to kill Sabar recently, so we
That's
also have to
true.
deal with that.
Also, I think Ace might also show up. I don't
Why?
mean to throw out.
Why?
Oh,
Why
oh.
though?
So
Why do they know where we are?
Well, no, because so remember that I can see through Ace's eyes. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that.
Last time I did that, which was like a few minutes ago, no, about an hour or so ago, hold on, my headphone fell off. I looked through their eyes and they were talking to some council person. I think. Remember the dudes whose home we kept breaking into.
It was Nalsh.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I don't know what they were talking about, but they were Ace was threatening this person. And honestly, if Ace is as sleazy as we all think that's the wrong word. If he is as bad of a person as everybody thinks they are, then if I were in their place and that person doesn't want me to talk, I would shapeshift into them and find the answers elsewhere, no? So we could,
That's
in theory, end up with Ace in the fray as well.
It would be very easy to travel here as one of the servants, or carriage
Oh.
drivers, alike,
Or
or as one of the counselors.
Yeah.
So maybe we should just poison them. Everybody gets
What?
a little bit poisoned. Oh,
That's a backup. That's a backup.
Sybil points at the
Don't touch
stuff
those.
that's drying over the stove. Those are poison. Like
I'm not a fan of
like
leaves
5
anyway,
leaves
fine.
and you're dead poison. Like
Right.
really
I know
bad.
what poison is, yes.
I know. I'm just saying it's really, really bad. So
Here's the thing. I am starting to have a headache because it
Me
has been a very
too.
long day. I think that we should, perhaps in calmer circumstances, hold a ceremony again and try to ask the universe what our best course of action
a
is before
universe
we
or a
go
god.
off and do anything.
Um,
But I think that we need sleep first.
yeah.
I already failed to commune once today, and I just don't think I have it in me.
You did?
Off to the side, Corey is like just chewing on some of the like cured meats that you guys had sliced and had out, and Ben is just going like
No, this is a lot.
Corey is taking it a lot better than Ben, but Corey has
I'm-
probably encountered a shit ton more in the city than Ben has just from the hindrance that Corey had.
I'm gonna just keep filling his teacup with rum. I'm just kind of fueling his alcoholism for a bit. Not actually
such a
alcoholism, but just making sure
Oh
that he gets his
my
mind off.
God.
He's such a terrible
calm him
person.
down.
Okay.
I'm not a terrible person. He's having a bad time. I have the liquid that makes the bad time go away. It'll be fine.
I think that liquid makes the bad times happen more. So maybe we should ask them if they want some more drinks before.
All right. Hey Ben, do you want alcohol?
I just I don't know.
It's not. It's a yes or no.
So to sum things up, the entire council is corrupt. You're not
No.
sure if you want to kill them,
Not all of them.
Also no.
and we might kill them, but we
So
might
let's just
also
make-
I hope
encounter
that we don't.
someone that is called Ace that might have already killed one of them. And
No, yeah,
someone
not
called
necessarily.
Jem who can make people
Try.
do things.
Also, my
Right,
mom
yeah,
can
that
do that.
is, yeah.
That's crazy.
I can do
You
that
can
too.
do what?
My mom can like. No, they could
Also- I could do it.
That's a whole other story.
So I'm gonna just. You guys are tired? Corey and I will watch over the house while you're here. And
You should go sleep. I don't really.
Why don't we take watches? If you are willing to watch for the first while, we will take the rest of the night.
Yeah, I think I just need to just kind of sit with everything and let it absorb and come to my own acceptance of okay, fine.
Do call us if you need to
we're-
talk, but also come and wake me after midnight, and I'll take the next watch.
Okay. All right. Let's commit treason.
Ben. Wait, Ben.
No. Is this what I was like?
Yeah. Ben.
Yes.
Ben.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate you very much.
I appreciate
I-
that you haven't killed me and that you
Uh,
I appreciate that you didn't kill me and just kind of trusted me after everything that you guys have kind of encountered. I
Right.
appreciate that. It's not a I thought that you were going to kill me thing. I appreciate that you didn't see me as everything else that was happening, because you could have easily seen me as like apparently
honey,
working
you're
for an
Cypher.
entirely
Oh,
corrupt
okay.
government,
Ben,
and you could have seen
I
like
need
it's
to-
this is bad.
Here's
Oh,
the thing. I'm gonna
That's
just
my
reach
home.
over the table
Okay.
and take his hands in mine, and just kind of look into his eyes.
like the one hand that's like being
Well,
wrapped up by
I'm
a
taking
tentacle
his
is just
hands
like
in
he
my
kind of
hand and
looks at that
tentacle.
and then looks up at you.
I promise.
Are you trying to fix
That-
things?
We are. There are bad actors in the government. We are not trying to take the whole thing down. We want to get rid of the parts that are making shit suck for people like you. And I give you my word, and apparently the word of the goddess that's watching us, that we are
something.
only here to make things better.
That's a lot.
It's
Okay.
taking us a little bit to get there, but it's the goal. That's been the plan since the beginning.
That's a lot to like. That's a lot with the god thing,
yeah,
but no, it's
probably should've-
I appreciate
understand.
that you didn't like. No, I was just saying that I appreciate that you were just like, can be an ally instead of just automatically assuming. And like, I'm here to help because like it's my home, and you guys are
Right.
obviously doing the right, or trying to do the right thing, and I just need to kind of sit and absorb it. But yeah, let's sleep and then plan treason because fuck. Okay, I'm fine.
By the
It
way,
gets
fine.
easier the more you do it.
I'm not actually bringing attention to it as Balder, but the entire time I've been having a conversation in sign language with Corey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I need to practice it with somebody who
good.
is
And-
native to that language. So
You also from Corey, like go ahead and roll intellect since you were also distracted while attempting to communicate in a new language with a hindrance from your tentacle.
well, that's a 10 on the dice plus
Okay. Yeah.
-3, whatever
Yeah,
you
yeah.
wanna.
So you are able to get some communication with Corey, and some of that is assurance that that Ben will be fine. Has struggled to accept things when it hit him before, but also Corey
I mean,
gets
it's
it.
understandable.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
been questionable. Like Corey's seen some shit, so Corey gets it, and he'll make sure that everything's fine too.
I appreciate it. I say to him in our new language.
Yeah, in sign language.
But it's I appreciate I do because I haven't quite grasped it and I have a tentacle.
Yeah.
So I have a limited number of digits to work with.
All right, cool. So yeah, you guys are going to split off to take your daytime rest because your sleep schedule is fucked.
Yep.
While Corey helps Ben accept the circumstances that he has like thrown himself into. Because Ben did just kind of throw himself into it and then realized what he did. And we will
We're
take
gonna
a
bunk in the
break.
same
Yeah.
room,
Okay.
but yeah,
All
then
three of
we're
you?
gonna go to sleep.
Yeah.
I think it's necessary that we don't sleep across the man.
Okay.
If there is a sunbeam in that room, though, Kale is going to slip in it.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
They
I-
lie down, try to cover up, and then toss and turn for a bit, and then they think about it, and they'll get up with like a pillow and a blanket and just go lie on the floor in the sunbeam and fall asleep instantly.
Is it like two queens, or is it like one big king bed where we're just on opposite
We're just
sides?
snuggling.
I'm not sleeping on the bed. I am sleeping against the door to make sure nothing gets in.
It is.
People
It is
say that, I
essentially.
guess.
Yeah.
People
It
get
is. It
the
is
whole thing
essentially.
out.
It's not like as big as Rindon's was. It's not like, oh holy shit, this is something that like you could fit
not the
3
orgy bed.
families on. But yeah, it is like a king-sized bed because rich people. And like it's very comfortable for the one person that's willing to lay on it.
Sybil,
Kale starts trying to sleep on the bed and just it just fails to sleep
I
on the
like-
comfortable bed.
I like to imagine that it is like pressed against the wall, and it's that Sybil is sleeping with her face towards the wall, like as close to the wall as physically possible.
Hardly anyone is using this bed.
No.
Yeah, as
90% of the bed is unoccupied.
as someone with a queen bed that I sleep on maybe 10% of it because the dog kicks me until I am like right against the wall. Yeah, I know that position very well. That I get that. I get that so well. Cuz he kicks so hard when he's sleeping.
I've seen how he kicks you off the sofa most of the time, so I can
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah,
The
like
dog's
he'll
room is 90%
he'll
of the
start
bed.
yeah, he'll start just like in his little corner in like his little spot, and then he starts stretching out and he's like pushing as he stretches out, and I don't even realize that I'm adjusting, but I slide and adjust and slide and adjust until like it's just my shoulders and my tailbone, not even my entire ass, just my shoulders and my tailbone trying to support me.
Amazing.
But yeah, so we're going to take a break with that lovely vision in your heads. We will be back soon.
God.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
we are back once again. Welcome back to anyone who is in the audience. And as a reminder, this is a pre-recorded stream. So please do not be using your channel points. Save those for another day. We are very excited to have you here nevertheless, and we'll potentially be interacting with you in chat if you are watching on Twitch. We do simulcast to both Twitch and YouTube, so if you are watching on YouTube, thank you very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. With all of that out of the way, let's jump right back into session. The group was finally, after days, taking a rest. They are settling in to one of the rooms of the country house that will be hosting the council for their meeting.
I'm gonna take my 10 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's
Finally.
do that recovery
Yeah, you
roll.
guys
Oh
can
my
finally
God.
do recovery roll, your
Holy
10-hour
crap.
recovery roll. You can get your
Yes.
ciphers back. You've
Wait,
got
here's
all of
another-
that coming
yes.
back to you.
I still. So. They're checked.
Mm-hmm.
They're finally getting to be unchecked.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're actually
We
resting.
did it, Lee. We did
I
it.
You
know,
are
I know,
going
but
to
the last time that we talked about resting was the will-o-wisps, and then we didn't.
you guys,
Like,
instead of
like-
resting, actually just kept wandering around, or a couple
were
of
trying
them
to
got
plan-
wandering
Plan
around.
treason on like 36 hours away.
Sorry, my D6.
I was
fell
like,
through.
let's go to bed, actually.
Yeah, you guys were going to rest, and then like a couple of you started wandering around and
Yeah, 'cause
encountered
these two
something
got
that's been set
savvy
up.
about shit
Like
while we
that's
were
been
right
like
there.
set up for like over a year. It's been a while, but yeah. So
well, I'm fine now.
you guys are taking a rest. You get all of
someone
your
has
stuff
a-
back.
Oh, it
Because
hasn't
you are
been
going to be able to complete the rest. The dreams that we will
good.
be dealing with
Good.
will not interrupt the rest.
Oh, I'm so happy about that. Also, technically, Ben and Corey now get the benefits of my inspiring ease
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
because they've been around me for enough time, I think.
Yeah. So, as you guys are settling in, Sybil, the only one that is actually on the bed, Balder kind of curled up against the door to feel it if it attempts to open, and then Kale curled up in a warm sunbeam like a cat, essentially. Pico probably just perched on a shelf or table somewhere nearby. It is a beautiful, warm, sunny midday as you finally settle in. Sybil, the only one in the bed. You're comfortable. It's wonderful. It feels sort of like you can feel your heartbeat.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, it's that weird sensation of you're laying there and your eyes are closed and you're just about to drift off, and you can kind of feel the thump of your heartbeat. It's like a headache without the pain. Like I know that you've had migraines before, so you know that kind of, you can feel your pulse, and that sensation almost splits, and you can feel two more, and then a third.
Who's the third?
You don't know yet.
I hate that.
But
That's
drifting,
fine.
yeah,
That's
drifting
normal.
in that kind of in between, not awake, not asleep place that you are right now, you feel more satiated than you had before when you were kind of snacking on the little bits of food and drink that you had out.
Do you eat dreams?
I need your dreams for food.
It's
Sorry.
yeah, it's a little
Cool.
alarming of a realization, to know that you are sustained by the rest of others.
So we've been starving you, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Just like Ben and Corey.
No wonder I have had
Should feed you more
horrible
than once a day.
sleeping this entire time in this campaign.
No, I need to, from what it sounds like, I need to sleep or you. I don't know what's going on.
What?
Hold on. Everybody shut up.
No, you can eat, you can drink, but yes, you do gain sustenance from being near enough others who are sleeping. And there have been moments passing by, like homes and shops, that you almost felt something, particularly in that medic shop. You felt the dreaming of the person that the medic had put to sleep while working on them. But this is the first time since it's really become prominent that you've been in the same room, close with two others. And I would like you to make a roll, please. Intellect base.
Okay. Somebody else pick my dice for me. Green or clear?
Green. Oh, clear.
Green.
I got 2 votes for green. You said green
Cool.
first.
Well, but clear fits Sybil better.
11.
Dreams.
11.
That's not bad.
Okay. You are able to, for the most part, identify this kind of pulse of energy that is coming from the sleepers around you. That kind of heartbeat, pulse, thump that you can almost feel just beneath the skin. One is indeed Balder, one is Kale, and the third is Ben, who drank a shit ton of alcohol due to the influence of Balder and has kind of fallen asleep on watch next to Corey.
I am a good influence.
Very cool.
Excellent.
It's not like some crazy third person. I did legitimately fear that it was Ace for a second, so this is much better.
I
thought it was
honestly, I thought it
Nico.
was some random servant that was still in the house and we didn't find them, just in a servant's quarters somewhere.
That would have been funny. But yeah, so you can feel the thread of dreaming from them as they slowly slip deeper into slumber, and it almost feels like an out-of-body experience. Very similar to the last time you experienced the dreams of others, but much less tension this time because you're not laying or sitting right next to the bed of someone that you care about that almost died. Who would you choose to focus on first?
Honestly, Ben.
Ben?
Good.
Yeah, I want to know what's going on with him.
That is a very good choice.
Okay. Ben is sleeping fitfully, like upright in a chair, so you can feel the little bits of discomfort the same way as you're settling into the dream, the way that you did in the medic shop. You can feel like the slight discomfort and the shifting and twitching a little bit, and then you kind of drop into Ben's dream, and he is just sitting there with his hands on his head, staring at Corey, but Corey the way that he remembers meeting Corey. Maybe about 16 years old, mouth too full of teeth, irritated. They are in initial training, and or what you would assume to be initial training. There's like a room with padding and like padded weapons and things nearby, a variety of books and ledgers, no other students. And Corey is like just laying there on the mat, shark teeth, mouth bloody, staring in frustration up at the ceiling. You have no idea what just happened. Most likely, this dream is similar to a memory for him. But it's just kind of this silence initially, the deep breathing of two people that have just finished with sparring, before Corey jumps up and tackles Ben. And they both go down in like a just complete brawl, throwing punches at each other. Like, Corey breaks Ben's nose. Ben is like elbowing Corey in the ribs, and there's the occasional like snarled almost words from Corey trying to shout at Ben, but they're garbled and very difficult to understand. And you're just watching all of this from the side, the same way that you seemed to watch the other dreams. Are you going to attempt to do anything, or?
Yeah. I think she knows that this is a dream, so she knows it doesn't really matter if they hurt each other, but I think she just like walks over and is just gonna like stare down at them and see if they can see her.
Okay. Give me an intellect roll to influence the dream.
Oh, I did roll a 1 that time.
They don't.
Why?
They don't seem to notice you. In fact, they roll through your legs, and they are moving through your body faster than you're used to being able to move through incorporeal objects, or in like corporeal objects when you're incorporeal. So it's sort of like you are the illusion at this point. But then, like, you see Ben manage to get Corey into some sort of like body lock or headlock, and he goes, I'm sorry, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you a freak, I'm sorry. You can't even talk though, man, I mean, come on. And like Corey struggles even more, and like there's a couple of more elbows thrown, but you're able to, from Ben shouting and Corey struggling, kind of get the impression that while they were paired together for training, Ben was initially not particularly happy about it, and this is a fight having to do with however Corey happens to be at this particular moment in time.
Oh, Ben.
So probably some guilt that has been arisen by recent events.
I think she's gonna try like one more time to just do anything, like wave a hand through them.
Ow, ow, ow.
Ow?
Something in my eyelash.
Ah.
Ow. Okay. I got it. I'm fine.
We're just doing Foley for Ben and Corey, just going ow, ow, ow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Experiencing it. Real time.
And I think if it doesn't work, if she just like goes over and tries to like put a hand on like Ben's shoulder, and if she just like phases through his shoulder, just kind of like just sighs deeply. It's like, you've got a lot going on, huh?
Yeah. Give me one more attempt. This is hindered because of your prior roll.
5.
Yeah. No effect.
I don't get to do shit in this dream.
Yeah, no effect. But it does play out, and like the edges of the dream do get kind of fuzzy as the focus of the memory that Ben is dreaming about kind of centers around the fight and how he remembers it, how he experienced it. As they do kind of exhaust themselves, and like as they both kind of flop to the side, and then Corey rolls over and just punches Ben really hard in the shoulder one last time, and then flops back. It's just like, fine, fine. No, it's no easier for you than it is for me. Harder. Fine. What is it like? Tell me, if you even can. And there's more garbled words that you can't fully understand. But Ben seems to kind of grunt almost shamefully as if he does. Before you kind of lose your tenuous hold on the dream.
No, Ben and Corey. I like Corey though. Sybil's just like mumbling to herself.
As you like float in a dream space.
Yeah.
I just imagine in the real world, it's just, oh, Corey, he's
Corey.
so I like Corey.
I like Corey. Corey's nice. Yeah,
Just
actually,
like talking to the wall as
we've
well.
all only ever been asleep at the same time. I think Sybil probably does talk in her sleep, though.
Oh, probably, yeah.
That makes sense. That
She
makes sense
would-
for Sybil. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. that
Let's
makes
see what's
sense.
going on in somebody else's dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't like this amount of power in your hands.
That's
So,
incredible.
yeah. So go ahead and who are you attempting to focus on first?
I think it's Kale.
Kale. All right, Kale, what is the last fight with your father that you remember?
Oh, God. Probably the one before I stormed out of the house for good.
Would you like to describe
Hale
it?
was, yeah. Hale was 14. They were not gangly because they aren't very tall, but you know, that 14-year-old, like, your limbs are kind of the wrong size and you don't really have full control over them yet. And they are trying to stand up to a still not super tall man, but taller than they are, who's got a little bit of a gut, but like a slicked back hair and a very neatly maintained little goatee, but wearing very, you know, like the clothing that you saw when we were in Deep View. So kind of patched together, maybe sewn out of some different cast-offs from the surface. And they are just screaming at each other. And Kale's father is saying, you know, you should be grateful. I've fed you, clothed you for all these years. And I don't have to. You're not mine, after all. And you have to go out there and be such a freak all the time, drawing stares of our neighbors down on this family. And Kale's like, I don't mean to. I don't need you anyway. Never needed you. Anything I've gotten from this family, I'm done with you. And we'll like turn and storm out of the room. And you see their house was fairly small. It was one of the, 3-room maybe, and 2 of those rooms are like curtained off instead of having proper walls between them. Little underground hovels that scatter all over Deep View. So it was a ruin at some point that had a partial wall put up and then was divided on the inside, most curtains, and they storm off into the streets of Deep View, and they'll walk sometime, like in that way of dreams where things take longer than they would in real life. So it feels like they're walking and walking and walking forever till they finally get down deep, deep, deep in the tunnels. And there's another young person waiting for them. He looks like a young boy. He's taller and ganglier than Kale, wearing the same kind of scattered cast-off clothes. And he's like, "What's the matter? Another fight with your folks?" And Kale just sort of like is like crying and trying not to look like they're crying. And it's like, I'm not going back this time. Not anymore. Sleep at the tent if I have to. And Rabbit puts an arm around Kale's shoulder and is like, you know, you can always bunk with us. We're your family now. And Kale's still like smiling and or still crying, tries to crack a smile, but just he's crying more and kind of wraps Rabbit in a hug.
Do you attempt to interact with them at all, Sybil? Or are you just gonna watch?
I think when it looks like Kale has stopped crying, she will try to interact.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
I think there's also like a point where Sybil is just like, I shouldn't be watching this. Like, this is too personal. That is a 17, though.
That is very good.
I finally get to interact.
So, Kale, you're in the moment. You feel and remember this with Rabbit, and you've had this dream before. It's been a long time, though, and part of that might also be that you recently encountered your mother, and had to leave her without explanation again. Part of it might be the fact that Sybil also was encountering a dream with people fighting with someone they care about. But as you turn and you guys are about to go off on search for something, and it's a search that you know, like, you've done this search before. You see a short, kind of mousy teenager. Light brown hair. Looks like one of the rich kids from up above. Sybil, you are also a teenager right now.
No. Oh, that's awful. I think she notices that and she's like, oh god, oh no. And if you hear her, what you hear her doing is just going, oh god, not this one. Oh,
I think both Kale and Rabbit will turn around and look at you with their like mismatched clothing kind of scattered together and sewn up, and they'll be like, Kale looks at you and goes, what are you doing here, Surface? You're a long way from home.
You can see me.
Yeah?
Kale, do you know who I am?
Make a roll.
How do you know my name? 15?
Yeah, you know. You think you know this person. You think you know this person.
Yeah.
They've helped you. Or, no. You've helped them. You remember tea. You remember fights. You remember a rat.
Like frown at you for a minute, and this is young Kale, who has much longer, very, very blue hair that they've sort of severely pulled back into a ponytail. They're like frowning at you, and they're like, I met you before. Are you the one with the rat?
Kind of. Yeah. You can think of me that way. That might be easier.
Well, it's still a long way from home.
I'm further than you would ever think. How old are you now?
None of your business.
Fair. Fair.
There's Rabbit in the shoulder, and it's like, look at this one coming down here asking questions of us.
I
Like she's got a right to know.
Kale, none of this is real. You can do whatever you want.
You're really weird, surface girl.
Weirder than you'd think.
How
I'm
would
just
you
saying-
like to affect the dream? Because you rolled a 17.
I want to give Kale the opportunity to punch their dad. I want to like bring their dad.
Rewind.
Yeah, I want to like convince them that this is not real, and if they need anything, they can like.
Am I the only one whose audio cut out for Maggie just then?
Just briefly.
Okay.
I was adjusting how I was sitting, and this microphone I have to be
Yeah.
directly in front of. You can't hear me if I talk up here.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so you were saying that you wanted to bring Kale's dad here.
I rewind. I like Alina's idea better. That like
Okay.
effectively, I want to like take Kale's hand or like put a hand on Kale's shoulder before they can really stop or recoil, and then just like back into the beginning of the stream.
Okay.
Just like a slurp.
Cool. So Kale's dad is looming over them again. Probably looming over both of us now.
Yeah.
And he's even taller than he did before. And he's still yelling at them about like, you're a freak. You're bringing shame to this family. You're not even my child.
Yeah, somehow there's
What a
also
weirdo.
vines and plants that are growing around the inside of the house as well. As if,
And-
like, your association with Kale is bleeding into Kale's memory.
You would feel Sybil's hand on your shoulder, and she just goes, "It's not real. He can't do anything to you. Do you want to do anything to him?" I'm just saying.
You're like, little kid Kale looks over at you like they're confused. And then I think there's a moment, like, as that connection of, I know you probably kind of wakes something in them. And so they're looking at you, and it's still Kid Kale, but their hair is a little bit more like you know it, and they've got like just little nubs of horns and their sharp teeth again. And they'll look back up at their dad and just be like, "You're so pathetic. This is the only time you feel powerful, isn't it? Yelling at children." I used to be so scared of you.
And he just kind of
Which is
snarls
very-
bestially at you.
You're very sad. And you're still sad and taking that sadness out on everyone around you. And I'm not afraid of you anymore. And Kale's features are a little bit more draconic when they say that. And they like puff out their chest and stand up to their snarling dad. You can't hurt me. You can't do anything anymore. And if there's any consolation, I think they're getting older in their sort of appearance as they're speaking, and their confidence is returning. They're like, and if there's any consolation in the fact that you were the one to be my father in this lifetime, it's that you're not the only father I've ever had. Only the worst. And I think they'll just turn and walk away. I don't think they need to actually hit him.
Sybil's just in the background, like, "Yeah, fuck you, dude."
And with Kale turning and walking away, Sybil, you would be the only one that really notices it happening. As, like, the almost bestial snarling of the father figure that had, like, seemed less like a person and more monstrous as Kale was responding to them and standing up to them, kind of taking on the form outwardly of what you would assume someone like that to be. When Kale turns and walks away, older, more confident, the greenery that is very similar to their grove that had been kind of edging in at the corners of the room of the house almost swallows the remaining figure of their father. And they're walking away from a dark, dense thicket.
I think Sybil just like closes her eyes and just lets it fade.
Okay.
Does not
I
try to
think
hold on to it
Kale
anymore.
sleeps easier after that. It feels like a weight's been lifted off their heart.
Kale, I would also like for you to roll a d20 for me.
All right. 12.
All right, keep that in mind, please.
I'll write that down.
Great.
So you lose your tenuous grasp on Kale's dream as you let that kind of go and you let that play out and help Kale to basically adjust their view of the memory or adjust their current perception of themselves in response to the memory. And the only dream that you haven't touched on yet is Baldur's.
Baldur. That's Sybil in bed to the wall, just going, Baldur, what's going on?
That wouldn't be creepy at all.
I just picture Corey maybe walking past it like, and
What's in there?
picks up the face. Like, that's so weird. I don't know what weird shit those two got going on in there.
And they all slept in the same room for some reason. What's happening?
People is mumbling at a ball. Like, that's,
Baldur,
I don't know.
what's
Funny part is
going on?
he's imagining something's
What's
going on in there, but we're not even
happening?
on the same surface.
Not a single
I'm
person.
pretty
is
sure we
anywhere
are
close
as
to
far
each
away
other.
from each other as we could be
We're
in
forming
the
a
same
perfect
room.
equilateral triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We are as far as physically possible away.
it is just you guys. I mean, like, you have a beautiful, comfortable bed. You have a variety of rooms with beautiful, comfortable beds. But
We
yeah,
all pile into the two of us are on the
And then
floor.
shut the door, and we're like, no one else can come.
you guys. But yeah, Baldur, what's going on?
I don't know. You tell me. What's going on?
So, when was the last time, or what would be an associative memory for you, of standing up for yourself?
Oh man. Probably the time I led a mutiny
Okay.
with my then significant other.
Okay. So, Sybil, you go from this dream and this swirl of nothingness
Don't remember what I read
into,
about him. Hold on.
like, loud shouting and fighting on a ship.
Oh god, not boats again. Oh,
What do you
Yes,
expect?
boats, motherfucker.
What do you
I'm a
expect?
pirate.
But yes, so would you, excuse me, would you like to describe the scene, Baldur?
It is. I think it actually would be below deck. So it's dark and moist and slightly mossy in certain places. It does not smell good. It is, frankly, horrible place to be. And then Baldur at the time was standing. There's like a bunch of fighting noises coming from the stairs, but this space was relatively quiet. And in the back of this section, closer to where would be the brig, there is a large, muscular man, clearly the captain of this ship, of this vessel, kind of trying to quickly reach for something behind like a barrel, kind of like a hidden thing. And Bao would come downstairs holding hands with, or well, I guess holding tentacle with somebody that probably, I don't actually have a description for them off the top of my head, so they probably would be blurry because it's been a while. It's been a while since Ball has seen them. Uh, but we're both holding our weapons and we're walking towards this person in a threatening fashion. Uh, and then Bal goes. Oh, sorry, Balder would go. All right, Captain. It is time for your death. I hope you've prayed enough. And I hope that whatever deity you prayed to is more forgiving than we are. And I imagine the captain would then turn around, pulling out his own saber, and just kind of condemning the actions of Baal or Balder and whoever this person is, as we start to essentially kind of split up, kind of arcing around the captain. And there's like this, almost like there's dialogue missing from just the fact that it's been a long time since Bell experienced this, but like the captain says something and it's like aggressive and demanding of like explanations, and then Balder responds in an aggressive manner, getting closer and closer, and suddenly from the side there's like this flash of silver of this woman's blade latching through his arm, just clean off. And as soon as the pirate captain turns around, Bao just rams him through with his own sword. And then that's what is the remainder of the dream, is almost like a perpetual, almost like a still image of the man that took Balder in being felled by his own sword. And that's where Balder is right now. Still remembering that.
And Sybil?
Yeah, I want to try and interact with the dream.
You don't have to. You can.
I
You're
want
just doing
to.
therapy on all of your
I'm doing
friends.
dream therapy.
Yeah.
We need it.
Sybil doesn't
Wow.
know how to have conversations when she's awake. She does when she's in a dreamscape where she has ultimate control over the situation. She's like, nothing's real. We're okay.
Valid, actually.
That is a 16.
16. So you are the age that you expect to be. Like, you are your normal age. And you're not in that same, like, cardigan sweater that you had when you first left the tea shop, like, at the very beginning. But you are in that same shirt and the pants from it. Still a little soaked from your first dip in the water. Like, you vividly remember this feeling from when you were initially encountering the smaller of the sea serpents under Deepview. From that first initial fall immediately after. Your hair, if you look up at it or look in a reflection, doesn't have the streaks of prismatic white in it yet. But you're, your age from early adventure, and you're looking down into the belly of the ship as Balder repeatedly, like, glitches from, like, part of the fight to the end of the fight to arguing with the captain and then killing the captain, like, almost immediately after, as the dream just kind of replays parts that are vivid for Balder.
I think she just like walks down the stairs, and is just like inspecting the situation, just looking, because it's kind of hit or miss whether or not people can actually see her in these dreams, so she doesn't really know. But I think she's gonna go over and see if she can like see Balder's face. When I understand it right, Balder killed his own captain. I want to see like his face when he is essentially killing his captain, like trying to gauge how he feels about what is happening. Can
Oh,
can you see me?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know.
Not while you are currently in the loop. You might as the
Okay.
loop ends, but in the middle of the loop, you can only perceive what you are looping.
What you see in Bal's expression is the expression of someone who has been crying a lot, who is not doing something that they want to do, but something that they feel they have to. So it's a mixture of that steely determination of I have to get this done, while there are still his eyes are still bloodshot. He's still the almost expected dirt on his face. There are like lines of clean from the tears that have fallen off of his eyes. And then there's like that second where the blade hits, and when it ends, when the scene essentially comes to an end, and before it starts looping again, there's just the look of terror of what the fuck have I done as the blade strikes into the heart of my captain.
And as the blade pierces through, from the other side, because you did essentially stab your captain in the back too. So the captain was not able to see your face as you killed him. Maggie on the other side, or Sybil on the other side.
It's just me.
No.
I'm there now.
Yeah, he just walked into
Yeah.
it like, whoa,
Maggie's
what the fuck?
here. It's like, oh fuck me, I'm on a boat. Oh,
Oh god, that would be terrifying
They
for
will
you.
become self-aware for a second.
don't like boats.
But yeah, so on the other side, you see the look of surprise on the captain's face. You see all of those conflicting moments of pain and then brief horror on Balder's, as instead of blood, the wound gushes seawater out. And Balder, from that, you look directly up into the eyes of, Sybil, Captain Princess. You've had your difficulties with her, but what's she doing here?
I imagine I'm still in the same place, right? It's still.
Yeah, you've just killed your captain.
I'm gonna pull the blade out and point it at Sybil. What? You're not supposed to be here.
Hi. Oh, yeah. This isn't real. No. Do you want me to go?
Do you not understand what's happening?
You, killed him.
That I did, yes.
Do you want to talk about it?
If I wanted, do you think I would have killed him?
I just asked if you wanted to talk about it, not if you wanted to kill him. So it sounds like you didn't want to kill him.
Can I stab her?
You can.
You can attempt to, yeah.
I will
Catharsis
attempt
and
to
dream, I
stab
guess.
her.
Sybil's
because-
not moving. This is a dream.
So
and
you're
she
you're
is,
gonna
like,
let him
Yes.
attack you in the dream. Okay.
100%.
Because Balder is in this scene. Balder is
Having a horrible time.
so filled with so many negative emotions that this conversation is making him worse.
That's incredible. Sybil
Balder
does
is
not-
not in a good headspace in this moment.
Nope.
So I will attempt to stab Sybil.
Okay.
My first time actually hurting someone with my blade, potentially.
Okay, so I would like an intellect defense roll from Sybil to determine whether it does actually do damage.
Or
I feel like that does do
oh
damage.
no.
Yeah, so you know it's a dream.
Yeah, that's why she doesn't move.
Yeah, you know it's
She's
a
like-
dream. You know it's not real, and then it's still a rapier stabbing into you. It is.
I don't go for a kill move, but it's
extremely
like
painful.
in your shoulder.
Yeah, it is extremely painful.
Ow. Fuck that. God damn it. Why would you do that?
It's a mutiny. This is what it.
I just got here. You don't have to stab me. It's not even. Ow, this is
I
making
will
it
try to
hurt.
stab her again.
You're gonna stab her
On the
again.
other shoulder.
Okay,
yes.
that time I'm going to
Amazing.
not let this happen because this hurts.
Okay. Give
You
me.
are talking about a person that has just murdered. What do you want?
That is
Okay.
a 17.
17? Alright, yeah. So you go ahead and roll for your attack. Because it is a PvP thing. 3. So you go to stab her again, and she like dodges out of the way, and the blade seems to pass harmlessly through what little bit of her shoulder you do almost make contact with. So, Sybil, you feel like you fully dodged it. Balder, you saw it like pass partially through her shoulder, harmlessly.
Amazing.
How long has Balder want to stab Sybil?
Am I bleeding? Sybil's like, what?
No blood.
I don't have time for this. Where
Baldwin, this
where
isn't
is she?
real.
I don't.
This is real. And it really fucking hurts, so I don't understand that actually.
Where is she?
Who is she?
What do you mean? How are you here if you don't know what the fuck is going on?
I don't know. Next. Who's she?
I'm just gonna turn around and try to go to the crew that is currently in the process of killing each other.
Sybil's just trotting
And
along after.
and try to continue with my memory, and whatever happens is gonna happen.
Okay. I would like an intellect roll from both of you, please.
Sybil, as we're walking, is just
Natural
like,
one.
so tell me about your captain.
So as you
15.
so as you like storm up the stairs, not even having noticed or realized that your romantic partner that had been a blurry figure down there was no longer around, and the captain's body had disappeared when it fell to the ground. Sybil following you up, the boat is completely empty.
What's the problem?
Weird mutiny. Aren't there supposed to be people?
You heard people fighting. It's just
I'm
no
gonna
one's
start. I'm gonna start working on getting the ship going.
there. Okay.
Because I am not, but this is Balder in the mentality of things are just happening naturally. Like this is how a natural progression of a dream. Like you don't question the dream, you're just in it. So I'm just like, all right, time to sail, and I just start getting the boat ready to sail, which is weirdly not the first time that Sybil and Bal have been on an empty boat that Bal has had to get ready for sail in a dream.
Sybil's
Yeah.
just still following him
Yeah,
around.
you know that there should be other people.
Yeah.
It is
probably-
like
there
they
probably-
disappeared, but yeah, there's just no one there.
Yeah.
And like the ship is, the ship under the effect of a mutiny, so there's definitely damage.
Yeah. I'm in the process of dropping the sails, picking up the anchor, and then if I'll take the mast or the wheel, which I
The
think
helm.
is the helm. That's it. Thank you. And I'm just sailing.
Sybil's just like sitting on the railing. It's like, so killed your captain, and then everybody else just left. Is that part real or just the?
They're probably below deck somewhere.
All right. I don't. Okay.
Are
You don't
you
remember that part?
are you going to attempt to influence the dream at all, or are you just going to question Balder?
Yes. Are you going to take advantage of the situation to find out more about me, or are you going to try to manipulate the dream?
Yeah.
Options.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure how I would manipulate the dream, but I do want to manipulate the dream.
No.
Hold on. Let's see. No,
No. What?
I'm just gonna keep questioning Baldur because that's a one.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Good to know.
Just she's just sitting on the railing. Like, I think in that dreamlike way, she has her feet like out, like she is facing the water, like back to Baldur, just like, you sure you don't want to talk about it?
About what?
How you didn't want to have to kill your captain, but you did. We don't know.
No.
Okay. Who's
But
the
Ace.
girl you were looking for?
So I killed the captain.
That's the better conversation topic.
Because
Okay.
so okay, all right. He was leading us astray.
Okay. What do you do?
What?
What did how is he leading you astray?
Well, the crew was unhappy with him. Somebody had to do something to change things.
There's no other like system on a ship. You just
Civil War pirates.
you go from unhappy to just murder? There's like
Yeah.
no. That seems like a leap.
Well, no. There's got to be enough people unhappy before the captain gets, you know.
Sure.
But also, isn't that what we're doing? Killing the people in charge that have made us unhappy.
No, I don't think we're gonna kill them. I really hope we don't have to kill them. She's like flipped her feet around and is actually facing him now.
I think it's just a natural thing to get rid of whoever leader is not good at leading.
But there has to be something in between, right?
Yes.
We can't jump just from being unhappy to killing them.
Yeah, there was a lot of planning in between. You just saw the butt end of it. We made shirts.
We made shirts. You and this girl that you're looking for?
I'm gonna just grab a random and mug and just start drinking. Specifically to avoid talking about this girl.
We mutinied against our captain, and all we got was a stupid T-shirt.
Yeah.
Incredible.
The mug is just seawater.
Oh man, that
I don't think you're supposed to drink and
yeah. Well,
Drag-
I didn't know
drag
what it
people.
was until it was inside of me. So
that's okay.
anyway, yeah, no.
It's a
What
dream.
Why are you here? Why are you here?
I don't really know. We don't sleep very often for me to actually figure out how this works.
Right, so you just decided to. Well, I guess you didn't. I guess that's the point. You didn't.
I don't know. I could just feel your heartbeat, I think, and then
Oh, gross.
you
Ugh.
know. Yeah, I know.
Um,
I don't know. You're
So could you like call Kale here?
I was actually about to say, go ahead and roll a d20 for me,
Who?
Sybil.
Okay.
That is a 10.
A 10. The waters are still, you aren't really going anywhere. As you're mentioning Kale, you remember things changing, but it kind of seemed like you let go of your tether to Kale at the end of that dream.
Mm.
Kale, with your 12,
12. Yep.
you can hear them almost, but you can't interact with them.
So I'm like wandering around the tunnels of Deep View, below
You are
Deep View.
currently wandering around an ancient forest.
Oh, cool. That's great. And I can sort of hear. Do I remember who they are now?
For the most
I
part,
can
yeah.
kind of tell that's voice and that's Alder.
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna
But the
wander
dreams
around
haven't,
looking
yeah.
for them.
Yeah, the dreams haven't
Yeah.
quite managed to merge yet because the person in charge of the dream influence
It's not rolling great.
did not roll particularly well.
No.
With that natural one that you rolled earlier, however, as the waters do go still, when you're mentioning, well, can you call Kale here? You hear a familiar song.
This is that song that's in your head all the time, right?
Yeah, it is.
What does that mean? It was quiet for a little bit then.
I have a theory. But I don't know if I'm ready to face that theory just yet.
I mean, I'm not going anywhere, so.
Yes, I figured. I think that's them slash her slash him slash it slash zer.
So not Kale.
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
you think this is your god?
Keep it down.
It's a god. It doesn't.
Look,
I don't think that's how it works. I don't think that's how it works.
I don't know. All right, the water just went still. It's not
Just-
supposed to do that. I
It's
can.
a dream. It's a dream. Just talk to them.
No.
What's the worst that could happen? It's a dream.
Oh,
It's
I
not
don't know.
real.
They could turn me into a frog. They could smite me. I could
It's
be turned
not
into
real.
more
Alder,
tentacles
this
and crab
isn't
legs.
real. None of this is real.
I don't want to be a sea urchin for the rest of my life, Sybil. All right.
Sybil turns around and kicks her feet off the edge of the boat and jumps into the water.
Okay.
Yes. Good.
I will jump after them.
So, Sybil, as you jump feet first,
God damn it.
luckily,
Yep.
like you submerge into the very, very still waters below. Like
Oh.
unnaturally still. And you sink deep and deep and deep. And you are not in the water anymore. Sybil, you find yourself separated from Bal. Separating from Balder. Separated from Balder's dream, from Kale. It's not even Ben's dream. It's just kind of this echoing void around you that seems to spark with possibility. The possibility to create, to end. It's just waiting for influence. And then the reactions in chat.
No. I think Sybil closes her eyes and does her very best to will into existence the tea shop from the very first day that they all met.
And
So, like, no Grove.
Yeah. When you open your eyes, you're sitting at a very familiar table. Mug of mostly cooled tea because you have a tendency to let them sit. An entire table just filled with pages of notes and could be this? No. And then a bunch of stuff scratched out. And but maybe bears? Big X across that. A list of names that has been like crinkled up and balled off to the side. But you are alone in the tea shop.
Hello?
She tries, I think, to summon Balder and Kale. And I don't know that she can, because I think she's kind of outside of their influence.
Okay. I need 2d20 rolls from you and one from each of the others. To determine which roll is Kale and which one is Balder.
Ooh, 17 for me.
That is a 5 and a 6.
Cool.
Okay, well, we don't need to.
What
No.
was your roll, Balder?
Oh, 4.
4.
I got one of you!
So you're sitting there and you're just like, hello? And there seems to be nothing. Nothing. And then that musical sound drifts in. No sign of Balder yet, but kind of the presence of the song that they hear playing in their head outside of the window. Instead of seeing the park that the tree is in, you instead see an open ocean. Kale with the 17, because it was a cumulative roll, not a combative roll,
Ooh.
comes walking out from the back. The Kale that you remember from that day, with their
Kale
hair
classic.
neatly combed, their clothing very tightly and primly done, ready to offer you some of the soup that they were making.
I think she gets really excited and like runs up and tries to give Kale a hug.
Oh,
And-
hello? Dear, I brought you some lunch. It's been a while since you ate.
You're different. You're not.
I don't know what you mean.
How long have we known each other?
I mean, you're a regular here. Have been for going on 3 years now, I think.
You know Balder yet?
I don't know that name, sorry.
Make an intellect roll, please.
Sure. Maybe I do. 13?
13?
Fucking with my brain.
I know. I love
You-
dream episodes.
You hear the sound of a strange song that's not quite familiar to you. Not quite carnival music, no.
Good. Send
but
it the
yeah.
clowns.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I couldn't help myself.
That's the song that's in Balder's head.
Uh,
Listen for a moment and then sort of be like, they must have a band out in the park today. That's lovely. It's a little,
no,
little wild, though, a little mournful. Interesting.
it's
What do you see when you look out the window?
Do I see the ocean as well?
You do see the ocean, and it is entirely normal to you.
Yeah, like I see a beautiful day. The sky is lovely and clear. The water doesn't look especially choppy either.
This
Do you want
is
the soup is getting cold. I would recommend eating it while it's nice and hot.
this isn't real, and this isn't right, and you're not the right Kale.
Make another combined check for Kale.
All right. 18.
Another 5.
Another 5.
I'm just I am carrying you today.
Jesus fuck.
Please.
Kale, you're not quite sure what they mean, but there is something odd. Not the ocean. The music. It's nature, but it's not nature. Pico would know.
Heard a song like that before, but different.
Pico would know.
Where's... Have you seen a little teapot around here?
You mean Pico?
Yes. Yes, that's his name. Where is he?
Can I just, like... Here he
Make
is.
Make a roll.
I'm not using this orange dice anymore. It takes me 12.
12.
That's
Pico,
better.
yeah,
That's
Pico
better.
is on the counter. In teapot form, but Pico is on the counter.
Okay. Oh, Pico, wake up. Hello?
I'm sleepy. I'm tired.
I need to ask, do you hear that music?
It's just the ocean.
It sounds familiar.
It's the song that plays inside of Baldur's head, and sometimes we can hear it, and I don't think you know who Baldur is yet, but he's one of our friends.
Go ahead and give me another combined check with you and Baldur.
Cool. Just Sybil and Baldur?
4 and...
A natural 20.
Yes.
Fucking finally.
Baldur, you are swimming to shore after a very long swim. You emerging from the surf. It's this strange echo that you remember from the first time you met Ace. It's almost the exact same motions. And the song is pervasive. It is in the back of your head, almost welcoming, louder as you approach from the shore to a nearby tea shop that is very familiar. And you know that this is a dream. You know that this is a dream. You know that you are sleeping against a door.
Right.
And that most likely Sybil's doing some shit.
Bloody Sybil. God. I kicked the door in. And I'm like,
With your
"Oi!"
crab leg or with your regular leg?
Crab leg fully stretched.
Yeah.
Oi, can I've got you? and I stomped towards Sybil. What are you doing? What is this?
Sybil throws her arms around you and gives you a hug.
Alright, that's a hard thing to be angry about.
You know who I am.
Unfortunately. What's going on?
I have no
Oh, do you-
idea where we are.
Do you know him?
You
I
know
t-
him.
I turned around to Kale, still holding my tentacle up in a pointing fashion. I was like, what do you mean you don't know me?
It's the wrong Kale.
Oh, that's probably why you're
Excuse
not
me.
human.
You're. Have you turned into a dragon yet?
What are you talking about?
Your hands. You
Turn
have, you
into
have
a dragon.
scales on the
You
back
can't
of your
turn into a
hands.
dragon yet. You're not powerful enough.
Oh,
Oh,
no, I
really?
haven't, obviously.
I don't
Not
know.
time yet.
Oh, sweet. It is way past time. You've done it before, twice. I've seen
Can I
it.
get you something?
Oh, yes. Jasmine tea, please.
Of course.
Hi.
And I'll
Oh, and
Kale
a
will bustle off
blueberry
to go get
muffin,
tea.
please. If you've got any.
I might have some in the back, actually.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit down just where Sybil had all the notes and whatever. I'm just gonna start looking through them.
They are the notes from her journal now.
Ooh.
Oh, this one's about Jax.
Absolutely not. Just hand immediately.
Oh, that's really good. All right.
It's no. We don't have to talk about that because actually, if I think about him enough, then I don't really know where we are or when we are, and I don't.
Yeah, what is
What's
going
the name
on?
of your deity?
I
Paradoha?
well, all right. Yeah.
She's trying
Here's your
really.
tea and muffin. I'll
Thank
bust
you.
it back up and place it down on the
Do
table.
you have some jerky by any chance?
This is a tea shop.
Some like meats, like a.
So this is a tea shop.
So no. Okay. Well, brilliant. Thank you. No, this is really good tea. I say I haven't even touched the tea. The tea.
Thank
I'm
you.
just
It's
enjoying
one of,
having young
one of the finest
ale.
blends.
Oh, that's great. Hi. So, Sybil,
It's a
what the fuck
spring
are you doing?
batch.
A what? A spring batch? Hi, how about you sit down? You look like you've been working a lot today. Come on.
Oh, it's fine. I work here every day.
Just get a muffin for yourself. Go on.
I suppose it is a little slow right now.
Yeah, it's not
Alright.
just the three of us and the ocean.
Or
Sybil.
Pico is here.
Oh,
Sybil's,
yeah.
Sybil's like standing at the doorway, I think, just looking out at the ocean. She's like,
Baldur, do you remember the conversation that we had before we all went to sleep
Mm-hmm.
about how you wanted to commune with your deity again?
Yes.
Do you want to try?
No.
Okay.
Not here.
I can.
Okay, hang on. Wait.
There
hold
you
on.
go. We're
I've-
here.
No, wait. Do not.
Or,
Do
We
you? But this. I feel like this is. I feel like we have to figure out one, how to get Kale's memory back, and two, how the fuck you doing whatever it is that this is. This.
I
is.
have no idea.
My
can-
memory is fine, thank you.
Oh yeah.
Can
Of course.
Don't worry about
I-
me.
Yeah, no, you're right.
We're still in the weird place full of like creation.
Mm-hmm.
Can I basically like
Oh no.
turn it into the tea shop after the grove?
Yes, you can.
Do you need anything for that?
No.
It's just
Yeah,
You
right.
have pulled them into your dream.
oh, this is my dream. Ugh.
Yeah.
But because of what you are, you have full control over your dreams for the most
Yeah, and
part.
what?
Not over
and
people, but over your dreams.
And for us that don't know, because we totally. What is she?
I don't even know.
We don't know.
None of us know.
What
Kale
the
will blink for a minute and go, what happened here?
You did.
This was you, yeah.
You put your blood into a tree. Is kind of how I understand it. I wasn't there at that point.
No,
And you're
me neither.
bleeding.
I thought you were dead.
Down one
Ow.
shoulder from where you had dug out the shrapnel.
Not dead.
Claws stretched out from your hand.
What happened? What's wrong with my hands?
Nothing.
just what you look like.
Yeah, you're a kick-ass dragon.
Looking out from the doorway and the windows now, you will instead see the grove instead of the park
Ocean.
or the ocean. The sound of the song has changed. It is the creaking of wood, the call of insects and amphibians and birds, somehow spinning together to this soft, lilting, almost wave of sound that rises and fades.
Sybil,
Yeah.
could you try to make the sound go away?
Sure.
Why? That's the most beautiful sound I've ever heard.
Does it work?
Roll intellect, please.
Me?
Yes.
This is-
17.
Ooh.
17. It fades slightly. And you hear the faint tinkle of high-pitched laughter before it
Do we
goes
yet-
quiet.
All of us hear this? I start hyperventilating. Oh no! Oh no! Oh,
Are you
you-
okay?
Do you share what's going on?
Well, so remember about the music, right?
And the girl you didn't want to tell me about?
No, it has nothing to do with this. Shut up. Remember the remember
Yes.
it? I've told we've heard it. All of us.
Yes.
Well, so recently, I kind of got to the potential theory that might be Paradoha,
Right.
and well, you just try to make it quiet, and then there was laughter, and then it was quiet. So I think I've been hearing the goddess my entire life, and I just accidentally asked you to shut her up, and at least they found it amusing, I guess. But also, what are you?
I don't know.
Could you make anything happen here? Could
I
you
don't know.
make ice cream?
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Could you?
I feel like I should be more frightened by this, but I weirdly am not.
Could you recover Kale's memories? Could you try?
I don't
You
think
can
it...
try again. It gets more difficult every time you guys try to restore Kale, essentially. Because
Kale
Kale
is-
is kind of trapped in their memories at the moment.
I don't know how much I can actually affect other people.
Okay.
I can try.
I don't know how this works. It's up to you.
Are you trying to do to me?
Certainly not gonna do anything. That was a 7.
Kale?
Can I try to wake
Yeah,
up?
it's a combined roll. So,
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
12.
You said 7 and 12 this time?
Mhm.
No.
Damn.
I mean, like,
I imagine it goes
The-
up
the
by
hor-
a
yeah.
difficulty every.
yeah,
attempt.
the horns have grown and the hair has changed. But Kale, you're kind of at that point of having just summoned the grove.
Right. None of this should be here, and all of this was a mistake.
No,
We should probably leave.
no, we can't. We already have. We're not where you think we are. We're in a dream.
Well,
Well, I
We
don't
do-
actually. I don't know that we are in a dream anymore.
This is definitely a dream.
this is definitely my tea shop, and something horrible has happened to it.
Uh,
I think
no,
I
it's my
happened to
it
it.
is my childhood home now.
No, like Kale, mentally speaking, you are
Yeah.
right after you had summoned the grove.
Oh God! I'm like, oh
Yeah.
God! Oh no!
Oh,
Yeah.
you're back.
What happened to it?
Yeah.
You
I-
did.
This
Yeah,
this
you-
should not.
Yeah, Kale did
made a
not
horrible
realize
mistake.
that they did.
Yeah.
If you are changing it
no.
to your childhood home, the grove around you disappears, and you are in Sybil's house. Balder, you recognize it. Kale, somehow you guys teleported in a strange fashion, because this is even prior to you ever teleporting. Weird shit going on, magic, you don't know. You're in a different spot.
But what just happened? Where are we?
My house?
Dale starts like whipping around, looking in different directions. Why? How? We were just at the tea shop and it was destroyed.
Kale, none of this is real.
It feels pretty damn real to me.
Balder, how long have you wanted to stab me?
Since I met you.
Stab me again.
Don't stab anyone.
Alright, I am
Try to stop
Intellect roll,
Balder.
please.
I was given
Intellect defense.
permission.
I'm not stopping. I'm
Yeah,
not
intellect
trying to
defense.
Stop it.
I'm
That's a
trying to
3.
intervene.
That hurt like a fucking bitch. You still don't bleed from it, though.
See?
Very painful.
I don't.
So you think I don't have blood? Is that what you're saying?
I mean,
You
to be
do
fair,
go intangible sometimes. Maybe that.
yeah, that
So
was
you
about
know
a
that
couple.
much.
Yes.
So then I could have, let that go through me.
Theoretically, but you do it very slowly.
Why would I let him stab me?
What's the last thing you remember?
We were just in my grove. I was trying to make somewhere safe for us to stay, and then it all went horribly wrong.
This is
And
before. This is right
Everything
after
seems to be
split,
destroyed.
when we were at your home taking the artifacts. Then,
Oh.
so
So if I go around the corner, are all of the artifacts still in their cases?
wait, hang on. So you made this out of your memories, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab a book and open it. Is there like, is it like a book, like a real book?
How many of the books in your house have you read?
Most of them.
Yeah, it's a book.
I don't know what this means, but it means something, all right. I'll put the book back.
I don't know what it means. I've never been here before. I've never
To your home.
no to
This is-
and then I want it to be that blank empty space again. Of
Oh,
just
no.
nothingness.
I would like 2 intellect rolls to attempt to maintain them with you.
Come on, besties.
All
We're
right.
going into the ether. Everybody hold hands.
Into the unknown.
That's a 10 and a 19.
Ooh.
Okay, I'll call the 10 good enough. I'll call the 10 good enough.
Who do I lose?
I'll call the 10 good enough. Because it is above average, so I will call the 10 good enough. Around you, everything fades, and it is a strange, almost sparkling void. Balder, to you, it's very similar to the weightlessness of very, very deep water, but there is nothing but the potential for everything.
I don't like this at all. Where are we?
I don't know. Do you feel it though?
Do.
Hera?
No. Possibility.
I feel like you might want to give Kale something to sit on.
Chair.
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 one of the
Chair.
one of the very comfortable chairs from your tea shop.
They're still looking stunned. Kale will sort of like sink back into it.
All right, Kale. So, between you, where you are and where we are, a lot of things have happened.
A lot of things have happened.
You'll
You'll
a lot of
remember
things
when
have
you
happened
wake up.
already. Like we just Jax died like 2 days ago.
He got better.
He did.
He did, and we're still on the run, and now everything is Where are we?
We're in a dream, apparently.
I think
What
you're
do
in
you?
my dream.
That's so weird.
How do you get into my dream? I get how I can go into your dreams. That doesn't make sense, but at least it's consistent. How do you get into mine?
Am I dead again?
I don't think so. Again? Oh, yeah, we died.
Yes.
I forget
No,
that.
you're not dead. You're
not.
very much alive. Well, actually,
just
and then I
The
explain where
going
we are.
towards the light,
In
this
the
sort of has that vibe.
Do you really think that if you were dead, it would be me telling
Yeah.
you?
I was going to say I've never died before, but that isn't technically true, actually.
Kale,
Yes.
in outside of a dream, whatever this is, we are we're like a day away from fighting, or encountering rather, the entire council at the place that they are going to. It's
Yeah.
Including
just
Sabah, who
Yeah.
just about killed Jax,
Yeah.
and then he did get better, and then he died again, and then he
Well,
got
yeah,
better, and we
yeah.
also died and got better,
yeah,
and now I'm here.
that's right. Yeah, there was a lot more in between though, but yeah,
Right.
you'll remember eventually.
Can I try and give them their memories back again?
Yeah, one more time. Go
Help
ahead.
me, Balder.
Can you help somehow?
Can I make a roll to get my shit together?
Actually, since I've been talking to Kale, could I give my understanding asset to Sybil?
Sure. It's Sybil's dream, so sure.
Okay.
14.
I also rolled a 14. I don't know if that's going to be good enough.
Plus my asset.
Plus your asset. The asset does bring it back below 30 because you guys had failed multiple times.
I can put some effort on that.
I can put
Drag it
effort
down
on
more.
Well, not like so. It's basically you guys had failed multiple times.
Yeah.
So
it's just
it
getting
went.
harder and harder.
Yeah, it went
As I get
from
more and more wrapped up in my head and panic.
It went from a combined 7 to a combined 8 to a combined.
Combined 7? We didn't hit a combined 7.
14.
No, that
No,
means
721. We had to hit
21 to
21.
hit.
Oh, I know. I just
Yeah, combined
that
7,
should be
combined
easy.
8, combined 9.
That was my 10.
Yeah, so you are at a combined 10, but the asset brings it down to a combined 9, and I believe that 14 is 28.
28.
Which is one more.
28.
Yeah, so you
Than they
you,
would need.
you do manage.
I squeaked over by 1.
You do manage, yeah.
I
So
help.
all of the memories sort of slowly kind of flow back to Kale as they remember
Yeah.
all of the shits that happened since the grove grew.
Oh, there it is. You see how the light went off behind their eyes, and now there's more dead
back?
inside. That's it.
Kale.
We're outside the city,
Mhm.
Yes.
and your goddess got us here.
Nope.
God deity.
Oh, yeah. In that context, yes. Not here, but over here in the. Yes.
Right, and
Which also, I think they're still listening, but they're not talking to me right now.
we
Listen.
are
I think they're always
In
kind of listening.
a dream, you said? I remember going to sleep.
Mine.
I
I don't
point-
remember waking.
I point at Sybil accusatorily, like I'm blaming Sybil.
Yeah.
Sybil,
Yeah.
I hear the forest.
Okay.
Balder hears the ocean. What do you hear when we are here? This is your place. This is where your power comes from.
I don't hear anything. I hear you guys.
Try listening.
Ew.
Hey, hold on.
Excuse me, sorry.
I was gonna try really hard to listen.
Okay.
Do you hear the distant coughing of a game?
The distant coughing.
Sorry,
You
yeah.
hear straight
My
through
throat
reality.
is so dry right now. I am completely out of water.
My deity is just Evie.
Yeah. Roll me an intellect kind of perception,
Yeah,
internal
20,
perception type thing.
This calls for my pretty dice.
Yeah. Do not fail us,
That's
pretty
a
dice.
17.
17.
Ooh,
Very
That's
nice.
pretty good.
Very
17.
nice.
Can we aid? Just like try and help Sybil focus.
So you are listening, and you are listening intently. You are trying to open yourself up to whatever the fuck is going on and whatever you might hear. And initially, it just kind of is like where all of this started today, where you can kind of hear what you think is your heartbeat, your pulse. But if you really pay attention, it's not your heartbeat. You can hear kind of the thump and passage of something in the ether. You're not sure if it's potential or magic or something, but you can hear something that, at least in dreams, you have the ability to influence.
I don't know what I hear.
Could you try to show us what you hear? Like a visual representation of the sound.
Or reach out and connect to it. At least that's how it works for me.
It's like a heartbeat.
Don't personify it then. That sounds gross.
That's something. Go
Okay,
connect to it.
okay. I'm not really a religious kind of. How do you?
Don't speak to it.
Okay.
Just
It
open yourself to it. I don't know how to put it into words. It's like
I usually just get pissed drunk and think about Paradoha. I don't know if that's gonna work for you though. Okay. Oh, well, I know.
Clear my mind and let it sort of invite it.
Yeah. How do you connect with things?
Poorly.
Well, when you try.
Poorly. Worse even.
I can't, Kale. I can't.
So you
I don't.
just need to.
I think I have to do this by myself.
I think you do.
And Sybil's gonna try
Dump
and
them
like,
out.
yeah, like
Bye.
ripcord out of my subconscious.
You do not actually have to roll for that. It was only through combined effort that you were able to pull them in, like their consent and their attempt, along with you being willing to hold them there. They slowly fade into their own dreams. Kale, you are
Just
having...
remember, don't.
Kale, you are having tea in an ancient forest with a dragon. And both
That
of you
seems
are
like
just
great.
peacefully sipping tea, not even having to talk, sharing space.
Perfect. Ideal dream, actually.
Yeah.
Balder, you are on a ship in the late afternoon sun. It's warm. The crew is got things in hand. and you're able to just kind of relax and listen to the waves as they slowly crest and kind of work their way into the melody that's just always there at the back of your head. And Sybil, you are now alone in your void of possibility.
I think that she closes her eyes again, and just says, "Okay, I'm listening," and tries to reach out and touch whatever this thing is. Just gonna try.
What do you envision it possibly being?
I think, like, the sun. Like, it's just, like, kind of maybe what Vukan was modeled after.
Okay.
Like, just a big ball of light.
Okay. So what had initially been little sparks and sparkles that just permeated the void, they glow and then grow brighter and brighter until it seems to coalesce into a giant light. And there's almost a silhouette in it, but it's hard to tell the form. And you hear your own voice as it goes. You called?
What the fuck?
What the fuck, indeed. I don't think you're gonna have fun with this for a while, though.
What is that supposed to mean?
You gotta admit, we've got a little bit of an anxiety issue.
Issues, kind of putting it mildly.
Yeah,
Okay. You're me.
to an extent. At a certain point. An eventuality.
Am I you?
At an eventuality, I guess. It's complicated.
Am I alive?
I think so. I've never really figured it out.
I think I will be okay with that, actually.
It would be more traumatic to find out what we don't want to know, and we're not really sure what we want to know with that type of answer. So,
Are you me on a different timeline? Are you me later?
that ass Vukan, because you
Yeah.
gotta admit, he's kind of an ass, would
Fucking hate
say
that guy, yeah.
that all time is. It is not future, it is not past, it is not present. All
God, he
time
would.
is. And it's kind of hard to explain outside of that, beyond the
Right.
fact that you will be, and I will be, and because we both exist, at some point, yes.
What did we do?
We dream. In some places, we dream reality into being. In some places, we dream reality into not being.
That's horrifying. Okay. Okay. This is
A lot.
a lot. This is a lot.
It's a lot. But you called.
Yeah, Keel said that it would be good.
Kale is... Kale is the most mature of us, I think. At least with...
You saw them as a child, though, right? We saw that.
Yeah. We see it a couple
was-
of times, actually.
You see it a couple of times?
Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, you'll get to choose if you're gonna kind of drop in on dreams and get to see what's going on, and it's a little bit voyeuristic, and you feel a little bit guilty about it.
Yeah, I
But-
did for a little bit.
But
I feel like the getting stabbed makes up for it.
but just consent. Just make sure that they know and that they're okay with it, and eventually you'll get to learn about them through how they view themselves, because the dreams are never really 100% right.
Yeah.
I mean, they're dreams, but yeah, we'll get to see stuff. But you'll also learn to be able to kind of sink into this place, and it's probably the safest you'll ever feel.
I'd like that.
Yeah.
So, if you know stuff that I don't know yet, I imagine that you can't exactly tell me how it's going to turn out. This big fight with the council. I don't want to know. I just,
For the betterment, yeah.
so it
But-
works.
How it ends, I can't tell you.
You can't, or you're not supposed to, or it hasn't happened yet, or
Well, this place is possibility, and so am I. So I can tell you the possibility, but we're not time, we're dreams. So I can only
Right.
tell you what we would dream.
I really wish I hadn't sent them away at this point, because this is going to be a fucking bitch to explain.
Yeah, and Balder will argue because he's Balder. And Kale will try to calm things down because they're Kale. But, I mean, it's only because they care. I mean, not that Balder would admit it most of the time, but it's because they care. Eventually he'll tell you that he does, though.
He might have to stab me a couple more times, honestly. I think he has to, like, get it out of his system. And maybe he'll be nice to me. I did kidnap him, so,
You did.
yeah. Sort of. So I can
You
just
were
stay here as...
panicked, though.
What?
You were panicked. We were panicked.
Yeah,
That was a bad day. We've had a lot of
several
bad
weeks.
days. Yeah, we've had a lot of bad days.
It's been just kind of bad for us for a while.
It gets better. Or it can.
I think I'm gonna stay here for a little while.
Yeah. I suggest the hammock. You get used to it after a while, and it's really nice.
There's just like a hammock behind her, and she's like, "Oh,
Okay. That sounds great.
It's
So
not
they'll
even attached to anything, it's just swaying.
a hammock." She crawls into a hammock and just kind of like pulls it over her and takes a nap inside of her own dream.
Yeah. Your dream is literally what you make of it.
Dreamception.
We are several layers deep. Yep.
Yeah. It's
And
also
suddenly you feel the heart of 3 other people that are sleeping nearby.
yeah, it's
No, that's weird.
and then
It's-
you can loop it and start again from the episode.
but also what were you kind of expecting? Trying to
Yeah.
talk to something in your dream.
I don't know. Kale told me to.
Yeah. And you did interact with Tatanba at least once in one of the dreams.
I'm too afraid to talk to her again.
Yeah.
Probably
But
should
yeah.
be.
She
But
could
yeah.
kill me in real life somehow.
Oh, she is a goddess.
Yeah.
Um,
Sybil's just gonna take a little nap.
yeah. So you take a nap, and it is a very relaxing sleep for all of you that does eventually fade into kind of a dreamless sleep for at least two of you. But eventually, you will wake and you will discuss and potentially plan. But we will do that next time because this is
Next
where we're
time.
calling it for the day.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
We actually slept successfully.
Holy shit.
You did.
I love it going. That's the best thing we've ever done.
My throat is so dry. But yeah, so great job, guys. You managed to make it through another dream episode, hopefully without too much trauma this time.
Sort of the opposite of trauma. We all got like a
Catharsis.
little closure.
Well, some of us
Maybe
did.
not Baldur.
Some of us
but
fought
Baldur-
against that
Baldur
closure
refused
tooth and nail.
to experience closure.
That's very on brand.
Very on brand.
Yeah. Baldur did not want to talk about it, so Baldur didn't talk about it.
Yeah, the fact that Sybil now knows about who that person exists is
Sybil's
a
gonna
problem.
sit right up in bed and just look and go,
Yo.
girl, who is she? Who's that girl, Baldur? Baldur, I'm gonna ask you this every single day until we die. Who is
I know, the problem is I know you will.
Yep.
100%?
Yep. All right. Cool. Great job, guys. I am Evie, the Disaster GM, pronouns are she, they, or any director of Altered Echo Archives and GM for this fine of Disasters group. I also GM the Once Upon a Reflection game that we do every other Friday. And for those of you who have stuck around throughout the entirety of the session, special announcement, we are shifting up the schedule a little bit for Empyrean. Did everybody freeze? No, just
No,
Oh,
you,
yeah.
just
you.
Maggie.
it was just you.
Okay, so
We got special announcements and then nothing.
special announcement. We are going to be shifting up the schedule a little bit due to some conflicts in timing for the weekends. So you don't have to wait 2 weeks after this. Next
I'm so
week,
happy.
yeah, next week, at least from this airing, we will be doing our next session of Empyrean Rising. I believe that our schedule is... I'm going to try and read off the series of dates once I can find it. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, Mad Hatter Day. 10-6.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so...
I have no
10
idea.
6, 10 20.
10-6. Yeah, 10-6, 10-20.
10-20.
11-3. Possibly after that, depending on if we end, because we are really close. We are so close, guys.
Oh boy.
Yes.
God.
Ooh,
We are
boy.
so close. But yeah, so
Maybe 4.
keep an eye out for us on 10-6 for the next session. We will be live for that one. But yeah, let's go ahead in reverse order for all of the players to do their outro and promo stuff. So, Joel,
I think.
Maggie, Joel, I don't remember which one of you went last.
I
We
can
did,
go.
yeah, we did
I
a
was
couple
the
of,
middle child.
yeah, I was just
don't
like,
remember.
we did a
That
couple
was a long
of
time ago.
intros. I don't know.
Hi,
I don't know.
I am the person that played Baldur's Trauma. I am here in AA. I am staff. It's a good time. I'm so excited that Empyrean. I'm sad and happy that Empyrean is ending. Empyrean, because this has been an amazing time. These people are amazing, and this community has been an absolute blessing in my life. But that doesn't mean that that is the end of the games where you can see me, because I am still in Once Upon a Reflection, where I play the Witch Wawa, Senior Fluffington, who recently discovered, though they are not conscious of the fact that they have arcane powers. It's a fucking amazing time, and everybody at that table is also phenomenal. it's such a good time. That's such a chaotic little fucking group of gremlins, and it's so good. I love both of these tables so much. Best tables I've had ever.
Yeah.
There's also a push to revive that campaign that I was planning. That is happening. We have had some scheduling issues come up, so I'm still everything, but should be sometime next month. I will go into details further um, later, but it is happening. I will be running a Cypher campaign on here very, very soon, and I'm very excited about it. And then outside of here, you can find me on my AO3 is where my stories are. I have the Lake of Crimson Tears, which is uh, just a really fun novel that I've been writing about a agent from a government organization that is dedicated to investigating the anomalous and strange. I can now say that because that is what's happening. We have officially revealed that. And by we, I mean me, because I'm the only one that is writing it, because I am the writer. That's how writing books works. So if you want to catch it, I think there are 16 or 15 chapters already done on AO3. You can find it at Joel Wrights, and also I think I'm like a chapter or two from the midway point, so progress is happening. It's happening very slowly, but it's happening. And then also between now where I'm recording this and you're seeing it, I started streaming again. I am going to be doing writing streams and just audio recording streams, so I can turn my The Lake of Crimson Tears primarily into an audiobook for those of you who don't have the time to sit around and read but want to support the story. I will be working on that live on stream. I will also probably be doing like DM prep or GM prep streams and gaming stuff and just a bunch of stuff that may have already started by the time this stream gets streamed. If it hasn't, it'll probably be in the next couple of days because I need to prepare some stuff. If you would like to support me directly rather than just through my content, you can do so by supporting me on Coffee, or my Throne is also there. I got a lot of stuff on there that are like just for me to kind of add money to. You're welcome to support me there. There's so many things on there. A lot of it's just things that I want, and I will eventually crowdfund it myself if I don't get any help. So no pressure on anything on there. But yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Joel barks softly and carries a big stick in the other campaign.
I yelp.
Yeah, you actually yelp very loudly. But yeah, so
Yelp loudly, carry a big stick.
yeah, very good. Wonderful. Links will be in the description if you're watching on YouTube, and chat if you're watching on Twitch. So definitely check them out. It's all very cool, very good. Look forward to that. Maggie.
Hi. I have been Sybil, who is something. I don't know what's going on with her. That's not true. I know exactly what's going on with her, but I will never tell. You can find me online at Maggie Hun or _ Maggie Hun, depending on the platform. My stuff is in the chat. Potentially a couple more times, you can see me over on Fuzka's channel, twitch.tv/Fuzka. We're doing a little mini series called Task Team M, and I get to play a wonderful bugbear wizard named Ladlow, who is just the fucking worst. I love him a lot. And that, and then here, and then sometimes maybe guesting on some of these other lovely shows. So maybe your show. Text me. Text me? Don't text me. That would be crazy. Find me on Twitter, I guess. If you text my phone, I will not play a game with you. That's insane. The end. That's all I have to say.
I think Maggie is,
did you say
Evie,
something?
Evie is muted.
What did you say?
No, I was just like, yeah, don't text, don't try to look up any of my players' phone numbers.
Right.
That would be so creepy. Join
Don't do
like
it.
check Discord. Try Discord or socials. Like, you can join
nice
our
place to
Discord
find us.
and interact
normal
with
ways.
us in normal
Don't be weirdo.
fashions. No
I just
creepy
kinda
people,
forgot
please. Yeah, no creepy
What was
people.
happening
please.
for a second? I think.
It's
Just
okay.
call me.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
do
okay.
that.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We don't even like salespeople to do that. But yeah. So great, awesome. Love that you're on Fuzka's channel as well. Kale, or Alina, sorry. Alina,
That's true,
your
I am
turn.
Kale.
Our artist.
Hello. I am playing Kale. We are both they, them. I will be doing Trash Heroes this next 2 weeks. Anyway, come onto my other channel, twitch.tv/WhereGeekComics, to do some ridiculous 5e trash characters being trashy and weird. Every other week, every other Tuesday, I think, is the day that we are settling on now, finally, after a long time of trying to reschedule everything. And I am also on Once Upon a Reflection, where I'm playing just a weirdo of a rock star elf who does not want to be there and hates every fairy story that they've ever heard. It's a lot of fun, but does love that chihuahua. That chihuahua's great. I also have a book out. You can find it by searching for Myth, Magic, and Mayhem, a Shadowrun anthology. I've got one of the short stories in there. Check that out through Catalyst Game Labs. I'll try and throw a link in the chat.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool.
That's me.
Alina does amazing shit. Check out Where Geek Comics, like the actual comic. Check out their streams and their art and their book stuff that they do. It's all very fun. And yeah, catch us every other Friday for Once Upon a Reflection, where we've got an ice elf, a bug elf, and apparently a dog elf.
Incredible.
Yeah. So Elf Team 6.
Yep. We need 3 more elves.
We just need to give you all like duplicates at one point, and then that'll like
Great.
freak all of you out while it happens. But then it'll be fixed.
2 Vrax is a great idea. We should definitely do that.
No.
Yeah, that'll
I
be
don't think the world
hilarious.
can handle 2 chihuahuas turned werewolves.
Chihuahua
But-
witches.
Oh, chihuahua witches. I like that. That's
Anyway, but yeah, beautiful, love it. You guys did amazing as always. Love jamming for you. We will catch you guys in the audience, at least next week. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Bye.